told me to be so patient. Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these lights inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies. Told me to be so patient. I'll close my eyes, then I won't see the love you don't put my eyes. You're holding me, morning will come, and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then, and love is right. Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these lights inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies. Just told me to be so patient. If you don't.
Okay, we gotta stop this fucking game capture thing. There we go. Hi, welcome to jartcast season 2, episode 2, where we hopefully start finishing up the contest entries, but don't actually, because holy shit, there's so many of them.
Sponsored by Jartru and Jana Jean J.
Who would sponsor this shit?
I would.
I just told you, Jartru and Jana Jean J.
Jartru. Video games were a fucking mistake. You know, I don't know. I can't classify this bit.
Sponsored by J Fuel.
Congratulations, you have effectively derailed the entire stream.
Stream's over.
And of course, J. Jado Jeggins.
Fucking good. All
Type
right.
in the code. Type in the code Gyrone to get 30% off your next purchase.
Alright, so today we got submissions lined up from My Nice Crayfray, Taylor, Nova Fire, Victor, and Renderer. All of them, I believe, were submissions to L-Dog's Seats mapping contest. We still actually have stuff to go through after this, but we're nearly through the entries, I think. So, because we've got ground to cover, I guess we should just jump into it. Mine Nice is first up. Acro no work. Okay, still working on reworking the layout, outdated minimap and thumbnail. When asked, what's your favorite part of mapping, they answered, breaking the game with crazy shit. I don't know what to expect on that basis, so I guess we'll have to find out. Map GZ.
Oh,
High-rise havoc.
This is an interesting starting position right away.
I think you'll like this
What
one.
the fuck
Tyrone.
is...
Pokemon Clover.
What is
no.
this? That was a really jarring first sequence already.
Oh shit! I've seen things of this map actually. I don't want to
This is-
spoil anything, but it's
You'll like it.
tight.
Oh my god, no.
Oh,
Seriously?
man, look at that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
fucking awesome, huh?
It's like we're playing Sonic Riders.
That is the last gimmick I expected to fucking see, huh? Another six-flapper. Jesus, people are all about that shit in this contest, supposedly. Alright, so break,
Yeah, I bet
yeah, so you
Al's
can manually
rolling
transfer
in his way right now.
by hitting
Yeah.
break, and it
That-
puts
that
you into a
was-
spring jump state.
That was the theme of the contest, for what it's worth. So, like,
Really? It was like
high
really
lap
important.
goodbye.
Oh.
The theme of the contest was high lap count? Well, there you go. Alright. So there's panels here. I don't know why. That first turn is really jarring to me. Like, it's super abrupt. Let's see if I can actually get on this. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so how do I do the fucking Rider's Omnipotence rail transfers?
To jump from rail to rail, press the A button while holding a control stick.
Press the B button, actually. The fact that it puts you into spring state is interesting. It makes rail transfers super non-trivial, as evidenced from the fact that I've continually eaten shit to them, actually.
Yeah, it looks cool, but from me playing on software, the frame rate just like tanks. It goes less than half whenever it goes anywhere near those rails.
Huh, that's
There's
interesting.
just
I wonder what
so
they're
many
made up
little
of.
sprites going on. Like every bit of that rail is its own object.
Yeah,
oh my god,
shit!
that's
if that's the
crazy,
case,
actually. That's fucking awesome, but like, yeah, I can definitely
As
see...
cool as that looks,
I'm pinned
I
at a
wonder if
solid
there's a
150,
way-
which is my FPS cap, so I'm not having any performance issues here, but I'm also on a spaceship, and I'm on OGL.
Yeah.
I could
Like,
see
I always
myself
consider
probably
software
like-
to be like the default for these kinds of things.
I wish people didn't.
That's the lowest thing.
Software
it's
is
just-
more compatible, but in every other regard, it's a huge piece of shit.
Oh, absolutely, but I can't run
God,
over
I
the
cannot hit that
thing.
transfer. That's crazy. I don't feel like you actually hold a lot of your speed when transferring onto the rails. It's... They feel strangely slow when it's a track element that should feel, to me, like it's locking your momentum. So, like, this is really abrupt. This is, like...
It feels more like whoever designed this kind of designed everything and then realized they had to put a start position somewhere.
Like... So there's the dash panel mid-texture that almost kind of obscures the primary path. The sign is super high up and not really, like... All of the visually interesting stuff in this area is on the wrong side.
Oh no, the sign is being blocked by the HUD.
Oh yeah, there's
I actually wouldn't have guessed to go to the right as soon as I went to this turn.
Yeah, it's... I mean,
Like,
that's the worst thing that can happen, I guess, is that it launches you directly here. Again, high
Yeah.
lap count, so a rough initial lap sight read isn't the worst thing, but... I don't know, that area feels like super egregious to me. Can I transfer all the way over there? I super cannot.
That cut also looks pretty mowable, the one at the beginning.
Yeah, let me see about that. Oh yeah, it looks trivial with a red if you get, like, good entry.
That is a tiny little boost pad.
Yeah, like the rail thing is cool, but I guess the problem with it is that the fact that this is like the rail's debut, which means that it's just kind of introduced in a really short map, and it doesn't make that much of like an advantage of it, really. Like, to me, I would expect a rail to be more like Riders, and that you have to use it for shortcuts.
Or you could go all Final Rush and use it for like 90% of the map.
Or that too.
I
all
desperately want to see some way to transfer onto a rail from this, if that element stays.
I
Like,
wonder
you fucking
if,
drive across the slope and drop onto a rail.
Yeah, like, again...
Apparently items also travel on rails, so rig yourself up in Orby.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's
rig-
true,
oh.
that's pretty cool.
Rigging on. That would explain it.
It bounced off.
Huh?
Oh, they just bounce off.
Oh, see, they don't ride the rails because it's an orb. They just treat it like Explorer, I guess.
So they don't grind with it. They just they still
They do
like,
interact at least.
Yeah,
Which is more than enough.
Anyways,
Which is
that's
actually, there's potential to hit somebody still.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Plus, like,
Stay on it?
there's super grimy potential in not a spring. Are you
Yeah, like
fucking kidding me?
bananas. Yeah.
You like because you can detach at any time. You can actually go for manually angled shots, which is a
that's
pretty
cool,
neat item
actually.
play element.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah. As an introduction to Rails, I think this map does its job in that regard.
I'd like to see it fleshed out with maybe one more like rail option at the start, but
That would actually also possibly alleviate the directioning issues, because you would automatically be locked on the rail. Like, maybe have like a short, like, left, rail turn, if that's a term for this.
yeah, I guess if you want to like acclimate people to the rails quickly, replacing this transit, because like this kind of seems set up for people to fail. Like, this is honestly kind of silly, IMO.
Yeah. You could also just eliminate the spring panels that way, too, you know?
Yeah, but like transitioning from here to here, like you start the gap maybe a little bit earlier, have people going straight off the blocks directly into a rail that deposits them left side to introduce them to the mechanic, and like, hey, FYI, this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because like this is a pretty large element at this point, and I don't think this turn, as it stands, currently works. I think you could make it a lot easier on people by just changing the angle of approach. So instead of like hitting the fucking hill dead on, you're exiting more at like this, the path funneling you that way. And in fact, that's kind of how the it's a little closer to how some of the starting positions have you angled. So I'm kind of confused as to why it's not like that. Like, why is this a right angle into like another right angle when it could like when conveyance is wacky and it could just easily be like, hey, let me guide you onto the right path by banking this about 45 degrees, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, rail transition could also work, and it would be a really, like... It's the wow factor in that first moment. You come off the blocks and immediately it's like, holy shit, this is weird and new. This is pretty straightforward. I think actually lining up to take this cut feels mad blind. Like, if you look at the way it actually appears while you're taking this corner at speed, you basically have to go in completely blind for it, I think. Like, you don't really have a lot of time to adjust. Which I think is potentially alright, but the more pressing issue does seem to be that it is actually, like, quite mowable. Let me see if I can get a clean entry here. It's tough.
It's hard to get in.
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna have a hard time making that if you're not playing Tails, or like anything in the Excel stat block.
Yeah, so like even with a good amount of time spent reorienting there, I was still able to get on and at least... Whom? Oh, nice. Interesting.
Show the position.
The transition onto that leftmost rail there also feels kind of weird to me. Maybe it's just because of the camera position at the time. It's definitely tough to hit, which I think is okay, but it feels a little wonky to me. There's not a whole lot of layout ground to cover here, so I'll just say that, like, while I appreciate the rescue pads here, maybe the mid-texture is misleading people too much.
I would even go as far as to say try eliminating that entirely.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, this
Not
is one
only
of those
is the
areas where,
mid-tex-
like, you have no reason to be here. You don't want to be there. At
Yeah,
no
not only
point
is
do
it
you
in the
launch from
way-
even the most rightmost position here and want to go anywhere near those pads.
Yeah, actually, very good point. But not only is it also in the way, I also feel like it's not necessarily super justifiable considering the aesthetics of the map because it's broad day out.
I want there to be some reason to interact with this element at all. I almost want to see, like, somehow being able to drop down from the slope onto, like, a rail above this cut or something. Players taking it at 2 different elevation levels. I'm very interested in how these rails are implemented on a, Is somebody else gonna sink out now that I've entered the rail? Okay, so Cyrons died both times when I got onto a rail.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I would
it's
be
on it. It's,
somewhat wary of that. I don't know if it's reproducible.
Well, like I said, it's having issues with me, so I can't be the only one.
I mean, performance issues is one thing, sure, but like sync issues are like in a category of their own because they literally completely break the functionality of the map.
I have to say, though,
Yeah, has this been tested with other people before? I haven't
I
seen
mean, it seems
on,
like it's working just fine for most of us here. It just might be a mid-game joiner thing.
Hazy.
That's a really common class of Lua bug where certain stuff isn't initialized or synced correctly. Like if you have important gameplay information in the script's local state, and you don't netvar it, then you can totally lose it.
One thing I do want to point out, incredible skybox. Like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's a nice. Oh no!
Oh no,
Cyrone.
dude! Music resyncing when people sync fail is awesome.
Oh, the map is like 90% skybox. Jesus Christ. You turn that off and it's all gone.
Nah, it's just skybox off, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Good use of that then.
Yeah, very seamless. You did the Castle Eggman thing. Props for doing that.
Yeah, so there's not really a whole lot of like meat and potatoes layout stuff to be talked about here. I think like I'd like to see a little bit more speed preserved on the rails. Maybe this was tested under acrobatics because I remember a lot of talk about the trying to figure out the interactions there. But yeah, I think this first sequence could be cleaned up either by just like more clearly directing the player onto the correct path or just like culling or reworking the incorrect sections entirely here. A rail transition would also work as a nice introduction. I think this cut is mad mowable and hard to enter, but I don't know what I would necessarily do about it. This, like, inside slope is interesting. I'm kind of wondering if these pads should be missable on the way out, actually. Seems like kind of a non-issue in practice, but eh. And I guess these red springs here literally just seem like I tested this in Acro. Where, like, I don't dislike them. I don't know if I have opinions on them. Satisfying sound design on the rails, by the way.
Very.
Very nice, cozy thing. Hold on, let me see if I can fucking exit this, like, as hard left as possible. This is a weird starting block position still.
Doesn't necessarily seem symmetrical either.
Yeah, so even if you don't cleanly MT into those, it seems like it's probably okay. Oh! Yo, that pops you off at an angle that does not help the fucking transfer at all. Jesus. think this is like... it's a pretty cozy, compact layout. Obviously, the gimmick
Have
is
you
super
ever
neat.
taken that rightmost rail when you get into there at all? I've only ever seen you take the left or the middle rails.
Yeah, it's strange to enter because, like, you need to use the shoe to get through the off-road, or mow, obviously. But it doesn't seem like there's an incredibly compelling reason
try
to
it
go
anyway.
there. Like, you don't miss the set or anything, and you get to not interact with other people for a bit, but... apart from that... so, like, that's a satisfying line to hit. No! Anyway. Yeah, that might actually be the fastest way through that, is just to fucking skip the springs, huh? And it looks like you can drift store throughout these, which I do deeply appreciate. Oh, I rigged the spring. XD. The way these items are spaced there, actually... let me take one more look at that area, because it might be a spot where you can mash to get to, which I'm not generally fond of. Yeah, so we got a set in front here, and then a set immediately on the rails. I guess the idea is to promote a lot of item interaction at, like, the gimmick area, but...
Yeah, you still want to space those out, I'd say.
yeah, maybe drop them at, like, the... when you get off the rails here. That's a set pretty close to the end of the lap, but on a 6-lapper, I think that's probably fine. Signpost. Yeah, I dig this, actually. Like, I feel like with a little bit of cleanup of just literally the first turn, this would be dramatically improved. But it's already a pretty fun line to hit. Anybody else?
Give me 1 second. Hold on. I am going to exit the game and then rejoin.
Alright, so we're gonna do a
Then-
quick test for sync
Software?
issues.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go line up with the rails. Try putting a banana on the rails and run it over. Oh, jeez. Well, we'll get plenty of chance to do that in net game testing, I think. I actually want to leave that as a surprise for when we play.
It's a surprise tool that will help us out later.
Alright, so waiting on your rejoin.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll be there in a second.
Alright,
Okay.
so let's see if Siron and Runa both die now.
Oh, yep.
Wow,
So-
that was super
Okay.
consistent. Okay, so it's just a mid-game issue.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure that all the relevant state is net barred and stuff like that. Typically, these aren't too hard to fix. I mean, like, clearly you fucking know Lua if you were able to do this, so... you'll be able to find it, no problem.
Let me join back in real quick.
Alright.
Oh,
Ooh, that's nice! That's actually sick. Keep that if you can.
that was close.
Fucking Vermilion Vessel.
Go hop on the rail.
Runa, no! Sorry,
Alright,
no!
I'll get off the rail and I'll map changes.
Thank you.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Fucking Oma Chow boys. Press the circle button to die instantly. Alright, next up, Cray Frey. Looking for just general feedback on does the layout feel good to drive? Potentially some rendering issues in OpenGL, and their favorite part of mapping is seeing the final result after having the iron in the oven for so long. Alright, let's take a look. Mayday Submarine, huh? This is crazy texturing right off the bat. I feel like my attention's being pulled all sorts of different places.
Burning deaths. Uh-oh.
Oh, you can't do this! No!
He's gone.
What's the problem?
I should probably install and play Transform soon. I bought it, I just haven't played it.
Interesting way to mark the dash panels. I don't think it helps visibility a whole lot compared to a
Hey,
mid-texture.
you know which way to go
but
there?
it does look nice.
Oh.
These are a lot of arrows.
This is kind of a neat open area.
Damn.
Alright, can I...
Nice
Very
shoot tech.
small red springs. That's a fun cut.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing this in the contest.
Is this not a contest entry? Man, people are getting us. People are schmixing us. Ah, well. I don't mind. This looks interesting enough.
This is tugging at all my heartstrings, man. I want this to be all the fucking Burning Ranges references in here, dude.
Ah.
Like, go out with the visuals. Like, put shit on fire. Please.
Shit on fire.
I'm begging
Genji
you.
2020.
Just commit arson.
For the sake of the reference, commit arson.
That is choice. So I will say, the use of this striped texture fucking every... Oh, hello there.
What?
That didn't really feel fair. That felt like it really should have been traversable. Especially because you can do that.
I didn't even see what happened.
But yeah, the Moira effect on basically like half the textures in this course is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would use a different texture for the caution pattern across like 40% of the walls.
Also, I
It's a little
noticed while the
difficult.
floor has all these guiding lines, the ceilings usually are mostly just the same. Not here, but yeah, like around areas like here. It seems odd how sparse it is. Like, it feels like it could use some lights, ceiling lights or something.
I'm not sure how I feel about this being any more than decorative.
Yeah.
Is that a Blitz moment?
Certified
Calling
Blitz T
it.
moment. This actually, the track narrows a lot here, or does it? It feels like it does. Maybe it's just because I'm getting fucking bombarded by yellow and
A
black
bunch of
stripes on both
arrows.
sides.
Yeah, there's a
that area
lot
looks
of
smaller.
work going on
Yeah,
in
and
this one.
super aggressive signage is like, it's totally fine, and the visual chaos of this course makes it feel super justified for it to be there, you know? There is just so much fucking moving here. Like even most of the drivable floor is like super flickery more patterns. Like I'm on fucking max anisotropic filtering and it's still insane. Oh, come on!
I'm hurting.
That's gonna be a consistent thing, isn't it?
Because it looks like it... Yeah, both sides.
It looks like it could be conversible.
It looks like that's the intended way to do it. Like, honestly, you could pull these pillars in a little bit so that you didn't have so much room to go pull along the inside and just present, like, a line through here as, like, an alternate skill route or something.
I feel like you could just bump people into those pretty easily.
Yeah. As is, with them being death hazards, they're pretty fucked up, honestly.
What's going on with
and
the top
that,
of those pillars?
there is so much going on. I think the layout is pretty consistently readable despite, like, the visual clutter. Which I think is, like, just consistent use of a fucking middle line. And, like, beating the hell out of us with arrows. This is, like... Maybe this will be a little unclear on sight read because of, like...
Death
Just like this
perception
first
hurting.
sequence, you have signaling in both directions, and with because of the patterns, there's not a super clear separation between floor and wall here, so it can be a little bit hard to follow exactly how far out this corner actually goes. Like the wall could end at basically any point starting here. So maybe adding some sort of scenery element to indicate the inside of the corner there.
One thing that I would like to point out specifically, you bringing that up, the corners are a little bit hard to read because of the fact that when you're on a straightaway, the only separation you have is the yellow caution texture,
Yeah.
and because that's flat most of the time, you're not going to get much separation between what's the edge of the track and what's,
Yeah, so depth perception is tough
wall
without
heavier.
some sort of consistent object that can be used for scale. Also, holy shit, the amount of arrows here is awesome.
What shitty are them
Like,
arrows?
completely unironically, this is fucking cool. I almost want to see every single one of these scrolling.
It's a racing game. Arrows are an aesthetic.
Literally just fucking lean into it. If anybody gives you shit for this, fuck them. That's awesome.
That's like every arrow imaginable. Holy shit.
Yeah, maybe standardized to like 1 or 2 instead of using like 3 different in this section. Actually 4, right?
Yeah.
There's
I actually
small
like
chevrons,
the
large chevrons,
animated
the
ones.
animated green, and the fucking walnut texture style.
Thematically, I think the animated green ones you should keep consistent throughout the map and maybe only use 1 or 2 more where absolutely necessary, because otherwise this is,
Yeah,
it
because
doesn't-
the only reason this looks messy is
Yeah.
because of the different, like, the number of different styles of arrow you have running here.
Mhm.
I mean, that plus, like, stripes, checkerboard. Oh, here's another one. Man, it's like an Easter egg hunt.
Another one.
So literally, like, 5 different types of, Yeah, I think using those kinds of directioning elements, it follows a similar rule as, like, try to keep it to 1 or 2 traversable floor textures, just so that there's less to recontextualize for people. Does this count as a sixth? This right here?
And I've never even seen that sign.
Yeah, is that custom?
Yeah, it looks custom.
Good to say, I've never seen it before.
Looks like
Yeah,
it's from an
it's,
8-bit game.
This
It's
seems
Sonic.
like maybe it's trying to do a little bit too much work for what the typical just sneaker here sign would do.
Yeah.
Like, it might take me a minute to read this as opposed to, like, the generally well-established big fucking picture of sneaker.
Yeah, it could have just been the Midnight Channel sneaker sign. You already used Midnight Channel's arrow somewhere.
Use every single arrow
The,
texture. ever.
Normally I'm wary of not being able to see where you're going in an element like this, but in this case, because the landing area is so large, I think this is actually a super fun element, where you get dropped onto the red springs and have enough time to react to what's going on. Oh hey, here's the Kodachrome chevrons. Holy shit, dude, you're going for a world record!
There they are.
Ava Shark in chat says, "Can you cut over the blue slopes just after the arrow corner?"
I'll have to take a look at that. Let's see.
Yeah, next lap. I also do want to say that I think the red borders surrounding the dash panels, I'm not like, it's cool.
They're a
It
nice
looks
element,
cool.
but I don't think it's enough to call them out.
I mean, even before that, I think it's kind of like visually confusing even.
Yeah, I guess that red is also often used for hazards, isn't it?
Those ceiling and floor
This,
movers
by the
aren't
way,
synced
is like
right,
by
that's gonna
far
bother
the
me.
coolest detailed section of the course, I think. The way things open up just a little bit and you got these archways running. This fucking bit is neat. Like, in comparison, the amount of time we spend in here with a relatively uninteresting repeated ceiling. So let's see. We're looking for the arrow corner. Yeah, actually, what exactly is going on in this sequence? The placement of these pads seems confusing based on where you actually exit here.
It looks like there's a shortcut of turn behind you, but it looks like there's just a wall there.
Yeah, it's like you gotta basically blind hard turn into that, and then if you want to hit the pad afterwards, you basically have to fucking hard veer left to an extent that it might not even be possible with certain characters. So you can't
apparently
really
there's-
hit both of those pads at once efficiently, and the first one requires you to hit it blind, so it seems like strange placement to me. And yeah, there's a thin alt route on the mini-map. I don't... Here?
Is that
Over there.
Never in a million years would I have found this on my own.
I think this is backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going back.
Yeah, okay, so the off-road starts here.
oh that
Oh,
That's-
it's,
no,
it's,
that is-
Oh, it's like a power shortcut, except you don't even break anything.
You use this fucking texture to denote a solid wall.
Uh-huh.
This is just a Zelda 1 false wall, and it doesn't feel fair without minimap.
Like I said, it's exactly like that shortcut in Sonic Riders, where you just break through a wall and it doesn't even look like you can break through it.
Yeah.
Oh, that, in the third stage.
Yeah.
And then, even if you want to take the chance on this, it's surprise off-road as you enter.
Like, you don't even get a warning as to it being off-road, like a little bit of safe ground to then kick in your off-road if you just happen to have it.
Yeah, I can.
But then again, why would you even think to go through that wall anyway, unless you accidentally got blown in there?
Alright, so what am I looking at here?
Or check the mini-map.
What are you
This is
saying,
the spot, right?
I think they want you to go down and then try to ramp off one of the submarines on the right.
See, that looks like
Well,
it's
there you go.
traversable too. Like,
No fun
I
allowed.
can see a relatively inventive player trying to do that. So I feel like you might need to visually separate this area. You might need to actually fence it off. I get having the inside hazard here is like the idea, but when like the rest of the area is very distinctly fenced, except for this exact spot with something that looks like a wedge of ramp, I think it'd be very easy to misinterpret this, yeah. Plus, it'd just be a cool cut, honestly. Can't speak for how balanced it would be or how easy it would be to actually adjust the angle of approach, but might just be fun. So you can do
You
that,
almost got
but
killed
God
by
help you
the
if you actually
floor.
make contact with the fucking floor.
Damn, and I thought we killed line def riding.
God.
I'm sad now. Ooh.
Yeah, this is like... The visuals are sending a lot of conflicting messages because just the amount of shit that's used here.
I know,
But-
man. It's,
My
It,
eyes
it
kinda-
has its own appeal to it.
to
Like,
a degree, but it just seems like
it's
so
not what I
much.
would call well-organized visuals necessarily, but I feel like the chaos kind of makes it weirdly consistent. I'm like, hey, you're sticking to a palette.
Yeah, the one thing that I would immediately suggest though, in terms of improving though, I do feel like it's a lot of the same light level, and I would try and vary that.
Oh,
light.
come
Yeah.
on, look at how much cool shit you could do.
This is a submarine, but it's so bright inside despite there being barely any ceiling lighting. It always kind of bugs me when there's lighting like this, where there's no clear light source, but it's still really bright. I feel like the inside, especially inside of a submarine, where it's like, even though we can't see the ocean outside, it would still be really dark inside.
Actually, that's a good point. I feel like you could totally.
Yeah,
add
like-
some sort of
Yeah,
outside
and it would be your chance to like do some kind of
There could be
fucking. You could get some interesting dynamic range by just making like certain elements in, say, this room a little bit more brightly lit if you took down the global brightness.
Yeah, one thing I would. This is a rule that you can break depending on how difficult it is to do. So totally don't take my word as gospel. But like, if it's something like a light fixture or lava or anything like that that would naturally emit light, there should be absolutely no reason you can't have some sort of like illumination effect in that set.
Yeah, like Doom made a lot of use of lighting, so I feel like
Dude,
given some-
it was Romero's favorite trick to turn off the lights after you picked up a power-up and then fucking pull up the walls to reveal 400 cacodemons.
No.
True.
And you fall for it every single time because you have to, because it's a fucking key. Just the key suspiciously placed and... Wait,
You
why is
lower
this
that?
textured like this, though?
That's an FOF. I had to guess.
Is that is that 2 FOF stacked on that thing? Just to make a little sign.
Ooh.
The bottom could probably be 4,
I'm
but
guessing the
there's
tops
off
of these
there.
pillars kill you because the imagined nightmare scenario was getting knocked onto them with no way to transition back to the main road. But In that case, I think you should probably just drive off, honestly. At least for these ones, where it's incredibly easy. Like, it looks like it should be so possible. Like, I can see getting knocked into these somehow, and wanting them to, like, instantly reset the player, but I don't think it's worth it. Oh yeah, no music loop? I haven't been listening super closely. Interesting.
Is
this reachable in normal gameplay?
That can't be intended.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to have these shoes, but there's nothing stopping a player from getting knocked up there, I guess.
You could probably explosion jump using an SPB.
God.
Slow.
The fucking Eggbox SPB chain stuff.
Say goodbye to your HP, Knucklehead.
Yeah, I would
God.
make that impassable, though. If that's not intended at all, please make that impassable.
Oh, you probably could SPB jump up there by accident, too. I see it.
I kind of
If that-
think that's awesome, and should be like... There's no way you could do it in a balanced way, but my first instinct was promote that into a real cut. See, I think I've said what I want to say here. It's like...
kind of
Go ahead.
said everything that was on my mind as well. So
Yeah.
Basically,
there's
the
so
point I'm
much
trying to
going
drive
on
is
just
set
as
shit on fire, go full Burning Rangers, don't be a coward.
That's a pretty good note to end
Well,
our
I
turn
think-
by turn on, I think.
I think the thing is though is that this is all using base game textures.
Yeah,
Is
I
it all
would,
base?
like-
Okay, that explains
it,
a lot.
it,
actually.
it is
He's
using
using
mostly
community
vanilla.
Well, except for like that
Like
one
chemical
time.
plants in here.
Oh yeah, no, because those arrows aren't in vanilla. Yeah, you're right. Those are the chemical plant arrows.
It might be in the what do you call it?
Is it in community resources?
Yes, it's there.
Okay. Well, then there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
add is it in community resources to the bingo list right now, actually. I'm literally opening this fucking text stock.
Well, you never know. Some people use things without permission. We just gotta make sure.
I'm waiting for the Jartcast Expose episode. This is your brain community resources. Bruh. Alright, next up, Taylor's submission. Looking for feedback on potentially the Encore palette, otherwise just some feedback to the overall level for touch-ups before submitting to the contest pack. Jesus. Skybox is kind of bare, I need to build some stuff for it, lol. What's your favorite part of mapping? Building, well, buildings. I like constructing things out of FOFs. You must fucking hate software.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Alright, what am I about to see then? Imperial Rose Garden. Umu.
Ooh,
Wait a minute.
you can shoot through those.
Alright.
More fate stuff.
Oh my fucking
Oh,
god.
shit.
Someone get gun left.
Quickly,
And there goes the
someone
frame rate.
gunla.
Chop it
Where's
in
Now
half.
that there's another Fate map, do I need to make a second Idolmaster map? God damn it.
Yeah,
Fuck it, I'll do it.
it's a 6-slapper. This must
All
be
of them
from the
are.
contest.
Wait, hold on. Can we... This fucking banner... That's
Sonic
so
Part-
fucking extra. Jesus Christ, it's awesome.
Yes, my favorite,
Amazing though.
my favorite game, Sonic Kart Robo Blast 2.
It's amazing. I love it, actually. Alright, so
Okay,
these are
seriously,
player
yeah,
intangible, but items can go through them. That's actually a
There's
really
no-
interesting gimmick.
Yeah, like the moment you make that first U-turn, the frame rate just gets cut in half, and I'm like, what the hell did you build with FOFs that's causing this?
Everything.
It doesn't. It really doesn't look that intensive. What's
Hey
going
Shenji,
on?
what Idolmaster merch do I need to buy you for you to remove software in V2?
Can I give you a list later?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, send me an invoice, no worries.
Cool.
I
Also,
wanted
software is dying. I can 100% guarantee it's because there's a lot of transparency in those fences.
Yeah, transparency is the big one for software, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's usually the transparent. It's like if it's not FOFs, it's transparency. That's what it is.
Are you getting frame drops, dude?
Yes, I mentioned like twice already that the moment you make a U-turn that looks at most of the stage, it's just halved.
Oh, I noticed I'm dropping some frames too. I dropped 25 frames.
I'm still locked 150, but only in the most egregious performance issues does my rig ever drop anything, so it's good for people to be raising that. Anyway, this is a really fun aesthetic, actually. I just really like the fucking look of this place.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
This is a neat element here. Fucking, is this just... Okay, so this is off-road, but this is
That
not.
fucking that Bushman texture though. Can we inspect that? Just appreciate that. That's super clean though.
Oh, those things are transparent.
That's
too.
what you meant by FOFs. Wow.
You know
Is
that
is
could
this 3 FOFs for a bush?
I
Hell
think it
yeah.
might be.
Oh my god. I
Okay,
think
let's
it
talk optimization here a bit here. You know how donut planes used to be like really like would just crop your sprite weird, and then I went back and fixed it? That's because I used fake floors instead of FOFs, which not only removes that issue, it's also like way more optimal on frame rates.
Dude, are you using a virtual cable or something for your microphone?
No.
You're crackling from time to time pretty badly.
Damn.
Just
I see,
wanted
I
to
have
make you
some-
aware of that in chaos. There he is! There he is! Aw, come on. Look at how plausible this looks.
Gunla, wake up! New
Look at
fate
how
map.
intentional this looks.
Too bad.
Indeed, indeed. This is.
If you're gonna bank this, you need to raise the fence, I think.
I would say raise the fence or raise the floor. I'll be on in a moment. Yeah, from a from a standpoint of lore, I very much see the inspiration here. It has a very unique aesthetic to it. I've always thought that this sort of aesthetic could work well on a cart map like this, so I'm happy to see that it's being done.
You said all of that sipping a glass of wine.
The fucking
Average-
Umu.
Average
Oh.
fate enjoyer.
I'm sorry, bros. I'm not a narrow kind of guy.
No.
Alright, so I think
I
I know a
will
way
say,
to...
by the way, that I am, like, as the resident arcade game apologist, I am not against literal flashing text at the start of the map that says shoot through blue barriers or some shit, but the Orby example, just like in, what is fucking Sega Rally Course,
Sloppy sludge.
just like in there, the Orby example is very cozy here, and I think it gets its point across. So turn by turn, I guess. This is like a classic, extremely fair-looking banked U-turn, except you don't really get a feel for how fast the off-road actually ends here, because like at even this distance, because the sides and top of the off-road here are textured the same way, it's not obvious that there's a death pit gap. So you could totally try to take this super inside and then fall off. How would you clean that up, actually, if you're attached to, like, purple cube? Probably just pull things out a little more, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Here, this is like... Man, banking this stuff just makes it so much easier to read. Look at how gorgeous this fucking thing is. You're using a consistent single road texture, and from this point right here, with maybe the exception of like the fountain could be moved slightly off axis or something, right here you immediately have sight and a clear idea of where you're going for the next 2 turns.
Look at those curves.
Bank your shit. This is very camouflaged. I think because it's on a banked turn, I think I'd consider it fair without an additional marker, but it is hiding there for a while. Like, just because of the tint of the water area. It is a
didn't
bit
even
tough.
Ooh, my frames dropped a lot.
Is it... If I slowly rotate on the spot, will you tell me where to stop?
Probably. Ooh, there!
It's the rose
It's
bush,
probably,
isn't it?
yeah, the bush and the.
It's the two
It's
of
the
them.
bush and it's also the water around it. That's a lot of transparent FOFs.
Software is fine with transparency until you stack it. The second you stack it, it will kill everything.
God. Huh. That was actually a crazy miss. I thought I hit that. Here, this is like... This is banked and very fair feeling unless you happen to have a shoe and no brain cells. I'd raise the fence here, both to make it more visually consistent and like help the eye to follow the curve here, and also to make it obvious that this isn't like an available cut in any respect. Because you totally can launch off it with the right fucking angle, I guess. So...
It's not like there are that many other shortcuts on this map anyway.
Yeah, just give people a little bit of help to make sure that they understand that this is not intended to be like... Don't get smart. So this is another... This seems a little bare, this back wall here. But apart from that, this turn is like completely fair and serviceable. The split here is... I would consider splitting the set and moving it to either half. Just because in this location, the set does cover a lot. In particular, it seems like it might muddy the exit of the fork turns here.
I would also agree, especially seeing how, like, it's not... I don't think it's exactly easy to see the sneaker panels, since it's just like a flat plane.
Sneaker panels?
Or not, yeah, just
oh
like...
my
just
god,
after
there
it.
are sneakers.
Yeah. Point proven, I guess.
Yeah, no fucking... I mean, like, even like, seeing over the top of the items, though, those are, like, barely visible at all. Those are, like...
It does remind me of what a little bit I did for Darkville Garden Rev. Where I moved the item sets just a little bit backwards. But I think that was more of just a change of trying to slightly increase the visibility and maybe just space it out a little bit better.
Man, my brain is expanding with the idea of frontrunners being able to throw forward Orbeez at people who are trying to catch up. That is like...
Welcome the 5 and 6 lappers.
But at the same time, it's a way more potent ability for people who are multiple turns behind to just fucking pelt you. Like, imagine lining up for this and somebody who is literally approaching you dead on fucking shucks it. I'm excited.
Well, those do have like a slight amount of the sneaker panels. They do have a little bit of mid-texture to them.
They have the smallest mid-texture. This is like...
I don't know if that would like help because the road is also...
Yeah, it's purely like a polish element to help them stand out when you're already routing for them, I think. It's like, it makes them look nice, but it doesn't help for conveyance at all.
And it's also transparent. So much transparency.
Honestly, like... At this point, just have a fucking check in the course Lua that spectates you if you're on the software renderer.
I have thought about that.
Just fuck it.
Sure, just cut the audience in half, just like you cut the frames.
Do I put a fucking OGL warning and software warning script into community resources?
How about you just optimize your maps? Jesus.
Just a little thing that pops up at the start.
Get rid of software renderer already.
You are on the wrong renderer, you fucking moron.
Gee, I'm on the default renderer for the game. How wrong with me?
Yeah, it's...
Where's the miss?
The renderer issue is always... Once again, I'll echo this from last time, but my position is that mappers should do whatever the hell they want, because optimizing for both renderers requires compromises that are pretty intense. And frankly, I think it's okay to be like, nah, this has compatibility issues in spots. Nothing is ever, like, not even the most well-designed maps have perfect parity between OGL and software.
Yeah. And if you have a vision, like, if you have a vision and you want to realize that to its fullest potential, I totally understand why sometimes you would want to say, fuck the renderer, play this how I want to play it, because that's my vision, you know?
That's a mood.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, that's you can. It looks like it's
It looks like part of it is traversable.
part of it is impassable walls, but in spectator cam you can go above it. But it looks like I'm assuming that all the inside's probably just deathline.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, this is like... this section feels maybe a little strange to me. I think there's actually... the 3 different colors of water, 2 of which denote off-road and 1 of which is fine, is not an intuitive leap to me, especially considering this, which is fine, transitions into this, which is not. Oh, and there's another fucking invisible panel here, Jesus. Yeah. Took me forever to fucking see it. I'm not sure how I would clean up this section, but it definitely felt like a strange leap for me.
Shenji, I hope you realize that's an unintentional pun, given what the
I
source of
did.
this map
No.
is.
I intended it. I completely intended it.
Sure you
I
did.
know nothing
Do we need to
about
get the
fate.
gun?
No, not the link for Porter.
Look, Porter's not here today. Somebody's got to fill in, okay?
You really, really don't. Like, it's incredible how little you need to do that.
No, Porter.
You won't get any other us out of me tonight, I swear.
Wake up, babe. New pun from Chenji.
Finally.
Well, that's new.
How about another joke, Chenji?
Oh, nice.
You only get one.
Blind Death Ride the
Oh.
Spring. Boys!
That feels illegal.
That's actually pretty fast, too. Like, being able to speed capture there. I want it so bad.
I think you need like Grovon to get that.
Maybe try using a shoe.
Yeah, you probably need, like,
Grovon or
plus
maybe like
other
hard
shit.
sneakers. Yeah,
I'd be wary of that on Hard Sneaker, yeah.
hard sneaker can definitely, most likely make that.
As loath as I am to tell people to fucking fix their tracks for unofficial modifications, I think, like,
That's a move.
breakage in that regard should generally fall on, like, I don't know. My line specifically regarding Hard Sneakers is that most things that are possible with Hard Sneaker are also possible with really specific combinations of circumstances involving Grow. So anything that's consistently doable on Hard Sneakers will occasionally bite you in the ass even on Vanilla. So this looks very possible. Man, I just like the way this looks. I have basically no complaints about the visuals whatsoever, and I'm excited to see you fill out the skybox.
Extella, as the gameplay is, Extella has very pretty visuals to it.
Umu is a fucking Fate meme, isn't it?
It's a Fate meme.
Yeah, this was sent to me as umu.pk3,
I'm sorry, I'm telling
so...
the truth.
Umu.
Yeah, anybody else want to touch on anything before we go?
Very based, want to play.
Nah. I mean, you'll
Yeah,
get your chance.
looks pretty. I'm not a Fate dude, but this looks pretty. I like it.
Those pads are so tough to hit. Maybe this is like an abrupt transition. I can't actually tell. If you hit the pad here, then it's definitely like it feels like a lot at once. Maybe you could like pull the roses back a little bit for slightly more total drivable area here. Not sure. Yeah, the Eggman statue did seem strange to me. Actually.
It's funny. Leave it in. It's funny.
Eggman's garden.
It's only because this area feels sort of bare compared to the rest of the course that the Eggman statue stands out as like, what?
I mean, do you want to sprite angles of a goddamn Fate character?
God,
Like,
fake
really?
character in the style of the Eggman statue. That's going
Why do
so
you
above and
say
beyond
that?
for a joke. Oh no. Alright, we're going before any of you get more powerful.
It's too late.
Alright.
It's far, far too late.
Next up from Nova Fire. Looking for general feedback. What's your favorite part of mapping? Finishing / having other people play your map. I'll make you eat those words. Let's take a look.
No time for games. Dusk Falls?
Dusk Falls. Second
Oh,
place
this
apparently.
one. You'll like this one, I think.
All right.
Sauron, it's only time.
Oh, Dante music.
A lot of texture tiling right away, huh?
Ooh.
This is an
Sour
interesting
breeze.
look. Ooh, nice.
Woo.
Very flat.
Those are some
Music seems
spaced
a little
out
low,
bugs.
just me.
Ah, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little,
no,
little quiet.
pretty low.
Can I dip in here? No visible finish line? Am I crazy?
I did not notice the finish line. There's
No.
a butt over there? Or is that just scenery?
It actually is no finish line. Oh, there is. It's just very small.
I know what's going on.
The sun!
That's so classy.
It's
That is
amazing.
a
I love
lovely
it.
effect. My god.
That's spicy.
The sun! No.
That's clean as shit, yo.
Okay, who
It's
installed time?
amazing.
That is a fantastic effect. Just that one touch.
Who added timed up, bud?
Oh my god. Wait, no, seriously? That's awesome.
Buildings too, yeah.
And it
That's such a
How
smart
fucking-
That's such a smart effect, dude. Jesus Christ.
How fucking extra do you have to be to accomplish that shit? Jesus Christ!
Wait a minute.
Dude,
This
people
isn't
are getting way too good at visuals in this game, honestly.
Wait a minute. This
And the
map
lights
is
are
in the
still
six lap.
changing. Like the
Six lap.
lights on the walls, I mean.
Yeah, the lights have now acquired their own lighting sectors, I think. That's... wow.
And the
Skybox
moon, too.
Yeah.
That is a big moon!
This is... so far, this is exactly what it needs to be. This is a fucking dead simple, easy to sight read layout that puts all the focus on the fucking visual touches, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
And just think, it's all running at perfectly at 35 frames in software.
Oh, you can see the everything changing already. The sun's already setting.
Man, I'm just gonna go for a fucking Sunday drive around this one more time and not say shit. Y'all cool with that?
Yeah.
there is one thing I wanna like talk about.
Go ahead.
I'm not really sure about the dash panel, the sneaker panel at the very beginning.
Yeah, it seems like that's
that
just
one.
guaranteed miss the first lap at least.
It's just weird pathing, I think.
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
you definitely want to dip into it. Man,
Other than that, I
the
have no
window
issue.
effect is so fucking classy. Can you do dynamic color
I'm
maps?
fucking
Is that a thing?
hypnotized by this. What?
Can you do dynamic color maps? Is that a thing?
You would need to tag a shit ton of sectors to do that. But probably.
I mean, like,
Wouldn't such
the
a
effect
thing, like,
already works
ruin the
really
frame
well
rate,
as
though?
is.
The fact that it works as well as it does is what surprises me.
Yeah, if you want people to dip into this, I'd probably pull it up a little, honestly. Because you don't hit this off the starting blocks, you're just going too fast.
Well, I imagine that's the point.
So the only time you'd ever hit it is on a repeat lap, and it doesn't feel great to try to cut into it right now, even though you clearly want to. I think pulling it up a little bit would make the line feel a bit more natural. And it would be in keeping with the rest of the course, which is very, very friendly lines. You don't know how much I appreciate that was left as just a jump rather than springing it. Yeah, because, like, the only way I can think to sell the time of day effect better would be to color map, in particular, the fucking, like, the very start. Because I think the night sections are sold really well, but the day does look a little bit strange at first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it keep going?
I
Like,
wonder.
is the skybox still moving? Oh no, it stopped.
My guess is that it's on a lap trigger or something.
It
Oh, no,
stopped.
it's-
Like I noticed it.
I don't
It
think
just stopped.
it's lap based. It's just the skybox is just
Yeah,
constantly moving down.
yeah. As soon as the
already
race
changed.
starts, the map is already, the walls are already descending.
See, like, I don't even know what kind of wizardry is done specifically to do this.
I didn't think I'd see that GFC rock back there, did you?
It's everybody's favorite texture.
Oh yeah, where's James? Na 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 na.
And yeah, it's not lapis at all. It's all just gradual. It's just lowering down as the race continues.
At the end
See,
of
like,
that
as somebody
beach
who
section-
doesn't specifically know a lot of mapping tricks, I totally missed that. Just
It's
because the
literally
gradient,
just a wall
because the
scrolling
gradient, yeah,
downwards.
I can see it now, of course, but
Just
like
enough. It works
at speed while
it's
you're not
smart.
looking at it, the gradient totally sells it.
Ivo, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, at the end of the beach, can you go through that fence on the right?
I think there used to be a cut there, but it was
looks like
blocked
a
off.
cut. It was probably.
Yeah.
That's a.
I
I
think I
don't want to
remember
fill
that-
the bingo card, but that would have
That's weird.
been a
Why
strong.
did this? Why
Like,
does this?
yeah, because I remember watching L-Dog's contest video, and I think that actually was a cut.
Yeah,
That
there's no
people
way
were
you would bother to
thinking.
do it the inside of it like that, right?
Yeah.
So, why does the booster have a ceiling?
The what?
The booster has a ceiling. The
You
boost
mean the
panel.
boost, like,
Like when I
start?
spectate and look over it, there's a ceiling.
Oh.
Is it just there because?
Oh yeah, it totally does, huh?
Oh.
I'm actually not
They all
opposed
do.
to that. I feel like for the sake of readability,
That's fine.
it's not the worst.
Something
Oh yeah,
well
is
telling me
that
that's
specifically
not
for like the little
intentional,
feathering
though.
effect of the mid texture at the very top
That's
there?
what I'm thinking. I think
Yeah.
it's just the feathering and they just left it in.
No, that's just how Roslit works. It always looks like that. I think they did it with a fluff instead of just texture, mid textures, and then a
That might be why.
transparency lined
Yeah,
up.
maybe. Though I
need
do.
to see this. Is the moon still moving?
Normally, I don't actually like this effect, but it works here because it's supposed to be a light source. Like, again, this is where you actually see light sources being a thing. And to great effect.
Tell me the encore
Oh
version
my
runs
god!
backwards.
And the pads light around it too.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, I noticed that.
dynamically.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a source of light, and I
Yeah, this is
greatly
like when we
appreciate
were
that
just
that's-
talking about like how lighting can sell like the feeling of an area.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a fucking place, specifically when the lights go down. It's like just something as simple as like lining up to take this wide turn and seeing the fucking lights flanking it. This feels like a real place. Fucking big winner. Also, I deeply appreciate the fucking chevrons on the rocks.
Does water just kill you?
Noah Fire says, I couldn't figure out how to actually reverse it. I thought I could. Yeah, I don't know what kind of wizardry would be required, TBH. And yeah, as far as this former cut, it does feel a little bit strange that the cut has basically been left in and just fenced. I feel like at speed, a bad sight read could potentially, like, I don't know, it'd have to be a really bad sight read, but potentially you could, like, assume that this was a fake fence or something.
Yeah, I too thought it was really weird. I thought, because I didn't have the context of it, of knowing it was a shortcut, I thought it was also weird that it's just, there's the fence here where
Yeah,
there's...
so I might
there's some kind of
disconnect that
shortcut.
area. Like, in particular, the usage of the drivable texture there. Maybe just, like, ditch that and make that just a fucking hill. But yeah, it's like... I'm about this, honestly. There's a lot of elements that, like, take on a completely new light when the lights change, and clearly that was the
new light,
focus
I see
here.
what you meant there.
I mean, there was no other way to phrase it.
Sure there wasn't.
Wake up,
Yeah.
new pun from Tyrone.
As far as turn-by-turns go, since I've been gushing about the fucking visuals for long enough. So this, I feel like you only ever hit these pads on normal speed. I don't really know what they're doing here other than to be dipped in at the second lap and beyond.
Yeah.
This is also like, I actually missed this until just now. This feels basically invisible as a finish line. Might visually widen that a little bit.
Also, just maybe even add a mid texture,
Yeah.
like something to go across it, at the very least.
You can boost the grass for a final small shortcut. Yeah, but you can also totally just fucking, like... You can do this, sure. And that's, like, potentially a bit of a scary final lap cut, honestly. But also, literally everyone can dip into it like that. It's just that the angle of approach is annoying. So, turn 1 is, like... This is pretty standard, I'd say. Maybe, like... Pull in the wall a little bit on the right-hand side so you can get a little bit earlier sight on these pads here. Like, instead of a sharp angle here, kind of bevel it off a little bit. But apart from that, seems pretty reasonable. Fucking signage.wav. This is like... This is a lovely turn. Just super long, banked, ultra-readable. This feels reasonable, but I love the cut here. Just airtime good. Although, this area here does feel a little like... Can you get it with a single sneaker? Only barely. And it's not a huge time save, it's mostly just like... It feels mostly like it's for decoration, truthfully. Yeah, so let's see. This... I think the set here does a good job of drawing the eye on what would otherwise be potentially a little difficult. Especially given two sets of arrows. Then... Yeah, honestly, these all seem mad clear. I think... Maybe it's just this last turn that's like... Because it's lacking any significant lighting elements at the inside of the first turn here. And I feel like the path kind of... Like when you're out here, the path kind of blends into everything. And it's not really clear where the actual angle of approach is. But like... It's still pretty forgiving, honestly. It's just this combined with like the need to line up for this. Which is fun to hit, but I'm still personally unsure about it. Man, this is so cool.
Yeah.
This is get the it's giving me Outrun vibes, honestly.
I totally fucking see what you mean.
And,
yeah,
and y'all
me
know
too.
how I fucking feel about Outrun too. Wilding. Anybody else want to touch on anything?
Yes. I do appreciate that this is the Dante's Massigno version of Cavern from the last Another King for a Day tournament.
Did notice the entire track is the same pattern 4 times. In what sense?
Yeah, it's basically like, yeah, it's you make a left, you make a right. Yeah, it's basically just a right angle after another right angle over and over again, but it's
left 90
done
degrees,
this
right
well.
180.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
if you do it well enough that it's still entertaining, then I don't see the problem.
Yeah, it has a rhythm to it, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice.
It may be repetitive. You can do the map over and over again, but it's still
I think
like
if there was a place for a pattern switch up, it would be in a redesign of the final turn. But like,
I definitely get the vibe that it's more so for the there's a bigger focus on the technical aspect and.
Yeah, I'd imagine the rhythm has a lot to do with
the
that,
extremely friendly rhythm of the turns. I think this is going to be a bit of a stretch, maybe. But I think, given the vibe of the course and the focus of the visuals and aesthetic, I think it's totally appropriate to have a layout that's almost kind of hypnotizing in a way, with that pattern repetition. Like, it's got a Sunday Drive feel to it. I'm totally down with it. Runo, were you gonna say something?
There is something I want to test out real quick. Switch to Mario Kart Super Circuit Rainbow Road real quick.
Okay. I don't know the code for that off the top. Oh wait, I'm on. Moe has Burp Mod Future stuff merge in, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, is this about what I experienced earlier?
Yeah, I think so. I want to see if this is what's causing it. or if that's like...
Causing
It's
what
not
exactly?
The background was spazzing out when I first joined.
Oh yeah, I think there is a specific bug on interp builds in some contexts regarding certain skyboxes, where if you mid-game join, they'll jutter out.
Oh, okay. So
Works fine
Never
for
I
mind
me.
am
then.
pretty sure that is an interp specific thing and only applies if you're like if you're mid-session joining.
I've just literally
Okay.
never seen it, I guess.
Yeah,
So I
it's
was, like, a
it's
little
extremely
concerned.
rare because I think it only happens on one course in the vanilla game.
Ah! It's happening!
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so next I guess?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Next is from Victor Rush Turbo. Looking for feedback on conveyance, theming, and quote-unquote cycle hazards smiley face. I don't like that! I don't fucking like that!
I don't like this course. It's a
scary.
personal attack on me.
Well, let's see it then.
Looking for rendering issues on unfinished visuals, and their favorite part of mapping is decorating. Now, it's not a it's not a
terrifying.
carrot smiley face. It's literally just colon right paren, which is the most menacing smiley face in the age of irony poisoning.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's.
All right, let's see. Viridescent relic. Hello there.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
All right, strong opener.
Very strong title, too. Jesus Christ.
Oh, this song! I recognize this song! This is from that Flash game from a while back.
I don't think
All
I
right, not
actually...
feeling super confident in these turns, but they've been all right so far. Hello, Toxic Palace, my old friend. You've come to fuck with me again.
The arrows have been helping a lot.
Yeah.
Oh wait, where's the
They're,
mini map?
they're all placed
There's
in
that
like,
frame rate.
the exact right position that they need to be.
The only thing I'm seeing right now that might be slightly problematic just about some of the directional signs is that they are getting hit with the color map, and there might be a little dark in some areas.
This is apparently
Yeah,
also
yeah.
not a contest map. I guess I should have
Probably.
fucking added something to the submissions asking people to tag that for themselves, because
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say, I
intentionally
don't-
didn't spoil myself on contest stuff. So I had
I
no
don't
idea
remember.
what was and what wasn't contest stuff as it was submitted.
Oh, the stuff at the top splittering out.
Yeah, it's a
Sure.
little. That's just your bog standard Z fighting, right?
Yeah.
It looks like the floor is above the ceiling for the block barriers there.
Whoa, that's
Goku and his friends are fighting.
That's
Right
fucking
at the map.
eerie. Being able to look through this window and then immediately seeing a wall that you didn't see.
Where's
Yeah.
the
No.
That makes me
Window.
uncomfortable.
It's a ghost.
It's optimal.
Oh man, this music is bringing back memories.
Ooh. I see that checkpoint count. I like that
Oh
checkpoint.
my
count.
god, I think that's the point, because it's happening here, too.
That's a good checkpoint count.
I fucking love the optical illusions. Holy shit.
Card debug checkpoint. Oh,
Yeah, this is like.
45.
I almost want to see this course without the color map applied, not because I think it'll look better, but because I think the color map makes it look like just the strong color map imposing a fucking really clean palette
Where the loop point?
makes it look super clean. I don't know what these are. They're just
Light.
kind of hanging out.
Levels.
My instinct was to path into one because it was a fucking flashing beneficial looking floor effect, so.
Well, it's coming off of the thing that's going above it, and those have been present in other parts of the level.
Yeah, but I don't know why it was exactly there that I decided I should go investigate this. But like, I don't know, flashing floor textures seem to me to mean like does something. I'm not sure whether that's an issue or can be described as such, or whether it's just standard issue player brainworms. It seems harmless enough, really.
Is there a command to call the music depth pop up?
Not that I know of.
It feels like something that should be there.
So, I guess... Man, this is just so neat visually. like, there's a lot going on here, but it all feels pretty cohesive, and the fucking optical illusion windows are like... God, it's fucking eerie, but I kinda dig.
Oh my god, the clouds in the skybox too.
Yeah.
That's so pretty. I love that with the palette. That looks really like
Yeah.
looks really distinctive.
This is a 2-lapper, so we got a lot of ground to cover.
You know
The
what this
literal
kind of
first
reminds me
turn
of?
is a sign-only right angle. You're given a little bit of a hint on the inside of the corner because the back wall towards the left side is just different enough in color that you can kind of guess at where the inside actually is. That plus, like... Ooh. Yeah, there's no way to actually see this fucking inset here, though, and it is off-road. So I can see some people trying to take that a little bit more aggressively than they should because they're kind of lacking in information as they're lining up.
Okay, now we remember.
You know
the
what
game.
this all reminds me of with all the lighting and just the way its visuals are? It reminds me a lot of Doom community maps.
Yeah,
very
no,
reminiscent
it
of
definitely,
Hayward.
like... That plus the soundtrack choice, honestly, I could totally believe that this was a conversion of a fucking deathmatch map.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I
this
fucking
sounds
dig it so
great.
much. So first turn is like... I wouldn't call it friendly, but I also wouldn't call it negligent. This one is a lot kinder, just wide banked 90 degree. They're 90 degree at speed, but it's pretty polite. I'm not really sure. What's going on with the lighting here, actually? Like, diegetically. Where is that light being emitted from?
Oh,
You're
There's a
asking on
hole
a
to
map
the
where you
right.
turn a corner and a window goes to nothing.
I mean, sure, but like, there are certain things you suspend your disbelief for. I don't know. Ceiling broke. Is it not supposed to look like this?
alongside the ceiling.
no, as in there's a hole through it.
Yeah,
It's
but
also got
like,
a mid texture. So.
the light doesn't feel like it maps to me there, regardless. I guess it makes more sense as you transition into this section. This is another, like... This is about as tough as the first turn was, honestly. I feel like a lot of these types of turns benefit from, like... Instead of it being a right angle or near a right angle, fucking really clearly bevel the wall but do right angle off-road instead. You're almost there with this, but it doesn't really, like... Not enough is chopped out, so you don't really see it until you're already, like, supposed to be committed to your line. This is super reasonable, actually. I don't really think I have a reason to complain. And the panel right behind the fucking chain is actually a pretty neat element. So we transition into here. I mean, fucking indoor-outdoor, check it off as having successfully baited me. I feel like this is missing signage.
The moon.
It doesn't seem like a terrible read, especially because of the placement of the item set, although I feel like it could potentially be pushed a little bit farther forward along the track. But I feel like this could use a sign as well. Territory War? Is that what it's fucking from? Oh my god.
Yeah, Territory War.
Jesus Christ, you can't just nostalgia bomb me like that.
This song was also written by the person who spent a lot of time on Newgrounds at the time, so that was probably why it was used.
Man, Newgrounds audio portal, just take me home.
Trying to make a map using Stick Wars music.
So I'm noticing holes under those light things. Yeah.
This is... I don't know
I
if
think
those
those are
ones
just-
are intentional, but it's kind of a neat visual element regardless. Alright, so this, again, like, no signage, but I think the bank is enough. Especially considering the, like, this seems super vestigial. Considering, like, you only see it at the corner exit, really. It's like, as you're lining up, it's way too far away from what feels like the next section of drivable road, plus the bright elements of the course, for it to actually, like, clearly read.
If I'm going to add on to what Ivo said in-game chat real quick. Go back a little bit.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah,
turn?
turn around. Yeah, this turn. I feel like... Because he said that the signs were replaced by the glowing orbs for the directioning in this area. And, like, the glowing crystals. I could definitely see that, but I feel like they're a little... They blend in a little too much.
That's fair enough, but I think you can have both.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you have to reach kind of a ridiculous point with signage and directioning elements before it feels distracting. Like, players, especially players who aren't comfortable with controlling their cart, absolutely need guidance at every stage. So doubling or even tripling up on conveyance elements is, like, often a really good idea.
I was just gonna point out that I think that, like, I think the diamonds could be brought down a little more, just to, like, or maybe just, like, made more visible in some way.
Yeah, the other thing about the orbs here as a directioning element is that there's not really a lot of, like, you're approaching this and it kind of looks like a flat line, TBH. It's not like, I feel like these could be spaced a little bit more and follow the curve for a little bit longer of a period, and it would help mark the outside line a little better. I'm not 100% sure about that, I'd have to see it, but, like, you get a way better sense of depth and distance from something like this, where you have the orbs marking the curve starting very, very early.
Yeah, I want to also point out that on this specific turn, for some reason, my FPS does drop here, but it's only, like, right where you're looking right now. Like, the moment you start turning and going into the corner, it gets better, yeah.
I would never have seen this if I hadn't parked here, by the way. That's probably on me, but holy...
No, I didn't see it either.
So, what does this look like when you're lining up? Yeah, it's not even clear, like, what direction this wall is until you've passed it.
Great.
Which I guess is fine. So these are friendly enough. See, like, we've abandoned the orbs here with the solid outer wall, and you're using the chevrons for this here, but I think these could potentially be moved a little bit to the left. Generally, I think signage is better placed at the entry of a turn than the exit, even if the exit is visible. In this specific case, though, maybe both, just because the line you're taking on exit isn't visible because it's upward sloped. So in that sense, having, like, a visual reference for, like, where you're going here. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Is the fence solid?
Where are they?
Wait. Huh?
Oh, did you?
You can exit this, but I think at some point it was fenced off, so you can't enter it.
Or I guess it's for, like...
I'm guessing this is a quick fix.
I guess it's like you get exploded over their head.
Maybe. Nice.
Unless there's a shortcut we missed that dumps you in there from earlier.
Yeah, I think this is weird enough to me, and the fence is insubstantial enough, I suppose, that a fake wall assumption wouldn't be totally amiss. And I think it would probably be better to ditch the dash panels there and then just impassable wall all the way up. If you're committed to not having deep off-road here, but still leaving the inside wall where it is. Like, I think the break from reality that is a max height impassable wall here is probably better than misleading players about the possible presence of a false wall. Come around, cozy little jump. Again, I feel like a little bit of beveling here might be nice. Right angle turns are tricky, man. They're like... There's automatic intense discomfort with a turn setup like this just because you don't have a clear sense of where the inside of the turn is, so you have to take it pretty conservatively. And like this is beveled to a very, 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 very small extent, which I appreciate. Cleans up like people who are trying to hit like super precise lines around the inside. But for conveyance, such a small effect doesn't really do a lot. God, they restart. Hello there. So a repeat of this. It's in a really cozy spot. It's actually really interesting to realign yourself at this exact location. That's a neat element. And then float. And is this enough of a context? I think this is fine. It seems reasonable enough.
Go back and time it, actually. Like, approaching that wall, go back and time it.
Okay.
Well then!
So there's wind.
Okay.
Alright, so much for that then.
Pretty strong wind,
But we
apparently.
assume you land around like here. You have sight on the chevrons. Let's say that they come into focus enough to be readable around here. And you're at speed. I think you've got a decent amount of time for this.
Yeah.
But again, I do think like the switch up in drivable texture plus like the right angle transition here does make it difficult to see where you're transitioning onto. Like there's already a little notch here that's like the clue for, hey, ramp goes here. Maybe bring this out a little bit more? I'm not sure. Sprung. I have no idea what these dash panels are doing here, but I guess they're fine. Once you hit this pretty clean. You have more optical illusion windows, another drivable road switch right before a pretty abrupt right angle. It's banked, but it's hard for you to interpret it as banked because it's an abrupt texture switch. I think if you wanted to do this effect, maybe doing it in the middle of the turn would be better than doing it at the start. But you immediately transition back. Look at the graves. Well, shit.
Yeah.
I
didn't
don't think
even
there's
see
any
shit.
making it back, I'm sorry.
Dead.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait until next lap.
Yeah, so just do a quick pass around. Yeah, it's... the abundance of relatively harsh right angles, like, even if these types of turns are well-signed, I do think it, like... players don't naturally feel confident in those types of turns, and for good reason. I think it's, like, you can use them to introduce tension, for sure, but... I'm not exactly sure where it crosses the line from, like, hey, this is a turn designed to be slightly uncomfortable to take, versus, I don't actually know what's going on. It's kind of... It becomes harder and harder for me to judge that as I play this game longer and longer.
The Graves!
Remember here.
Up.
Go back.
The Graves! Hi.
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 That's it?
Hi.
Hi.
Try
Why do they
interacting.
say hi?
Welcome.
Alright.
Maybe try bumping into them?
Look, hi. Hello. Yeah, besides my usual aversion to harsh right angles, I think this is pretty well put together.
I
Like-
would also say the same thing.
Just visually interesting throughout, pretty cozy to drive on. Seems like there's enough room for technical optimizations to remain interesting even on repeat playthroughs. I dig it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
1420.
God. Alright, and I think the last thing we committed to covering tonight was render submission. Looking for feedback on map layout, readability, and pacing, but anything goes. No known issues. Previous versions had a checkpoint and gay baby jail. The favorite part of mapping is designing the layout and adding gimmicks. Alright, gimmicks, let's go! Oh boy, it's a Rainbow Road. It's a Rainbow Road! No!
It's a road where
boy.
you go.
Potentially interesting skybot. Oh, come on!
Oh, you can't do that.
Ooh, frames. Ooh.
Yeah, I
felt-
did get a little bit of a drop there as well, which is unusual. It's
That's
okay.
another
When I finally make
music
my
choice.
foray into mapping, I have a different version of Luna Ascension that I want to use.
Is it the one from the original?
Is it the one I'm
It is
thinking of?
not. It is a fucking arrange that I found that I have the worst gimmick planned for.
You're gonna have to provide the
What
sauce,
is?
Chief.
Yo!
What?
Yo!
Mario Kart 7!
Mario Kart 6+1.
I believe you.
I'm concerned about the exclamation points in the minimap. Whoa, what the fuck? Hello there.
Hello, Mario.
Alright, well, so,
Downward
Oh,
slope. It's
hey there.
Look, it's
I don't think you're going backwards.
yeah.
slippery.
Okay, so I'll complain about them. Okay, thwomps. Laptooth thwomps.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so those aren't physics sloped. I feel like they kinda should be.
Yeah, it feels like it's really easy to just fall off.
They're like the final boss slope.
I think it's totally reasonable to look at that and think, I should be counter-steering.
I know this is Rivals of Aether, but this sounds like Mega Man Battle.
I find it really
Yeah, fuck
weird
you
that,
for trying to hit that pad.
that this low gravity section is just a block in midair. Like it's
I
not
think
a
that's the
planet or
first time
anything.
I've seen
Alright.
somebody use my ramp texture.
So, this sucks. There's
Don't
no
like-
way around it. This blind drop is nonsense. There's like... There needs to be some kind of cue for what's going on here, because this is... Not only is this trap item city, but as a player, I literally just have no fucking idea what's going on past that point, this point. Because there's not even remotely a clue. There are a bunch of ways you can solve this, but you have to pick at least one. It's honestly a pretty open layout for the usual community Rainbow Road take. The clue is the minimap smiley face. Die! The path split here seems sort of superfluous.
Is there an item path down there?
Yeah.
No.
It seems legitimately difficult to hit the dash panels in those fucking craters.
Those craters being physics. is
Yeah, like
not
those. The fact that
easy.
those have physics, but like the obvious "please counter steer me" fork doesn't, feels strange.
I would, maybe just my opinion, but I think there might be some merit to, I don't know. It seems like there's a huge risk for what might just be a bit of a modicum of a trade-off with those sneaker panels.
Renderer says it's meant for acro. That is the kind of thing you note in your submission.
Oh dear.
I can definitely see how elements of this would like those springs make a lot more sense. For instance, like. It's a straightforward layout, but I wouldn't call it empty for sure. I'm pretty consistently getting a performance wobble when transitioning into this section. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
same.
Like a
I
really
have to
weird
ask.
feeling frame stutter. Not like the usual, because
Yeah.
like I've got a spaceship and I got a G-Sync monitor, so typically frame rate drops are at least somewhat like they make sense to me. It feels like a
I'm
really strange
not
stutter here.
getting them.
As a fellow spaceship member, I'm not getting them, but I believe you.
I have to ask, is this
I-
all fun, or are you using the special stage trick?
I don't get the use of this texture. I don't
I
understand
think
what
they
this
just
is
wanted
intended to tell me.
something that wasn't Rainbow
It's
Road,
okay.
but,
So
like-
so you can blame me for that. I literally intended for this to be a general ramp, like texture for people to use if they needed like.
Why
something
is
to
it
indicate
cut
that it's a
off
ramp.
there?
It's too long.
The
This is
indicator
part
of the ramp is the fact that I'm looking at the ramp. Is that?
I I mean, it looks like a ramp.
Depending on readability situations, yes, but also like
Yeah, no, I totally get why you would like potentially want a marker for that, but this doesn't feel required or warranted and doesn't fit with the theme of the course at all.
You gotta do
Yeah,
a trick.
it really
It
sticks
feels
out.
like kind of a slap job, honestly.
You gotta do a trick.
It's an interesting transition, though. This
So I
floating
noticed
section,
when you go into
right, what are my cats doing?
This is so
obviously
Why
Future
is
Sight
it-
has no
Oh,
fucking
because
clue
it's
what to
near
do with
the
this.
floor.
Let me switch it off really quickly to see if it looks better. Let's see. Actually, let's
What
switch
were you gonna
interp
say, Greg?
off. Okay, so it's still a little like jittery even with interp off. If I fucking disable Future Sight, it's a little smoother. It's just the way this moves is making me kind of uncomfortable. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
because you've been so
I guess,
long.
but I didn't even notice it was moving until you finally stopped on it.
I mean,
No,
I
you
noticed-
definitely feel it while you're driving on it, and it's... To be honest,
I get
like,
why.
this is
It's
probably an
distorted because
isolated
you're that-
issue, but this is a motion sensitivity thing for me. I really don't like
I
this
guess.
section. It's making me
I
fucking
think
cart
it's-
sick.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of having a teleporter on the map anyway. Mainly for things like SPB interaction.
Yeah, teleporters
it
are
also
like,
just feels
they,
like
they
weird.
really need to be justified, and that one doesn't feel like it. Nor does the fucking up and down floor there feel like it adds anything meaningful to the section.
I get why it's there, it's because of the swirly thing. Like, it's getting sucked into the swirly thing or something like that, but it just... I don't know,
That was
it's
a
just
long
weird.
drop.
It's just weird having that part, then teleport, and then you're just kind of awkwardly back at the start.
Alright, let's see if I can actually... Holy shit. Yeah, how the hell are you supposed to hit these? Look at this shit.
Oh, that one slopes is wrong. I saw that.
Yeah, not.
Oh,
There it is.
what?
Is that even a booster?
Okay, so
Okay.
some of them are, but some of them are mistagged or something.
Yeah.
Renderer.
This is...
I could give you a really cool trick that you could implement into making this section actually really fun with the creators. If
Alright.
you want me to DM you that later.
Don't do it.
Yeah, because, like, I can definitely... I guess if you're playing the fucking Acrobatics Paper Mario minigame, this section's probably a lot more interesting, but it doesn't feel super compelling to me right now.
Next time you get to that section, stop dead against one of the crater walls and see if you can go up it.
Alright.
There was something, Griff, you wanted to point out something?
Oh no, it's nothing.
You sure?
I just noticed that when you go into the portal, you actually go underwater. It's like floating water, but it's invisible.
There's water in the sky, Mario. Oh. There it is, the missing texture.
Oh yeah, small visual error there.
I also do want to read the little stutter thing that you got, because I also got that, and I'm running OpenGL and I'm using bird mod. I don't know if that's like if that's part of it or if that's kind of like
Yeah, I don't
why
know. I haven't been able to, like, it doesn't feel consistent to me, so maybe it's just something, some exceedingly weird quirk of the engine. But yeah, it seems kind of prohibitively hard to hit these at speed, especially considering that you sloped the edge up. So at speed, you literally will fly over them. I don't understand the motivation behind that. Like, this just seems like a frustrating interaction, especially considering the upward slope is nearly invisible, honestly. I can definitely think of some interesting speed capture routes here, but it doesn't at all feel intuitive. Do you get flash sticks there?
I didn't see any.
Yeah. Yeah, teleporter ender onto, like... Teleporter Ender is weird enough. I don't feel like that justifies itself, and it kind of feels to me like, oh shit, I didn't know how to connect the course. And I mean, like, if you don't know about the issues with teleporters, it's completely reasonable to not even, like, be concerned with how to connect your course and just think, oh, I'll just do it with the teleporter. But teleporters wreak havoc on the game.
Yeah, like you can just turn the low gravity section the other way.
In any case, having no flash sticks on a teleporter exit is, like, death. Like, I think by Cart Community Tribunal, you are actually ritually murdered if you release a map without flash sticks on a teleporter exit. Just because it creates completely unfair trap situations where you have nothing to do to get hit.
Yeah, I remember having to tell Tyrone that when he did the Monster Monarch.
It's something I've become way more sensitive to as I more frequently play with good players who will abuse every single broke-ass trap spot in the entire game. Shout out to the little divot in Bananas. Not that I am bitter, Runa. I hope you know I hit that every single lap now.
That sounds like the taste of a liar right there.
I do my best.
Tryharding is the best. Sector slope Foffs caused me to use teleporters. Can somebody translate that?
I don't think I've ever used a teleporter in the context of cart before, so unfortunately, no.
I really don't understand why you couldn't use a sector-based Foff to... I really don't understand how you can't, but you need a slope just to justify your teleporter. I mean, the other way around. It feels like this still could have been avoided.
Is this map all Foffs? Is that what we're looking at?
It has to be, otherwise there's no way it could be moving.
Because this entire map, the same effect could be done using the special stage trick. The same trick that I used in Wave Dimension.
Yeah.
Like, 90% of this map doesn't need to be Fox. And that's also probably what's giving a performance hit.
So, what exactly is the special stage trick?
Basically,
Small thing, I would min-texture the red springs if you're leaving those, by the way.
Basically, what you do is you draw the map as just ground, and then you put a 1 frac unit wide sky all around it, and then just drop the ground beyond that.
Yeah.
It renders the skybox correctly on software and OpenGL, and it just looks like floating track.
As somebody who's working on V2, even I didn't know that trick. Shit.
It's actually, no, when I was working and playing around with it for Rev, it was something that I discovered and it was very, actually really cool.
Yeah, right now it's objectively faster to not take the fucking pads in that section. I don't even know what it's... I know what it's supposed to be, but... It seems really clear to me that the fastest way for basically every single character to take it is to speed capture a red MT off like one of the edges of the craters and ignore what's inside the craters completely. Apart from that, like, this is... Right angle turn with no scenery elements is maybe a little dodgy. Just because, like, you think like, oh, there's nothing to obstruct my view, so this must be fine. But if you actually look at what the player sees while they're approaching this, it's not really clear where the inside of the corner is. You don't have a depth reference or anything like that.
Yeah, even on SNES Rainbow Road, the actual stripes on the rainbow will curve around. They don't just 90-degree themselves over.
Yeah, so some kind of depth reference, or like, you're clearly not averse to banking certain sections, so maybe bank the outside of that. That's tough to hit, but it is satisfying. I wonder if it's actually a significant game. Yeah, I got the little stutter there again as well. I wonder. I'm sitting here trying to, like, maybe the way you justify this is by storing a rainbow? You don't have a lot to do with it, though. That's a problem in and of itself because I'm using 8 FOFs for the rainbow strips. Yeah,
you
that
don't
sounds like
need
it might be
90%
really
FOFs.
difficult to maintain.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of buffs.
I guess if with what Ida said, do the trick with the special stage trick, and I suppose you'd be able to mitigate that.
Yeah, just
Wouldn't
open
have to do it
special
for the
stage
entire map.
5.
'Cause this FOF section, like the crossover, I feel like it's mandatory to be an FOF, but like everything else.
Yeah, open special stage 5 or wave dimension and just look at the track edge.
I still don't
This is
get
such an
this
awkward turn.
conceptually. This is a really strange turn into a really strange teleporter with a really strange gimmick. Am I like? Oh yeah, and the teleporter being Thok barriered, which I think is like that might actually be okay because it won't cause players to beeline for it and directly to their death. But it does feel a little strange.
I wish it wasn't so short because it's a drop down, so you don't get much time to like correct yourself.
Yeah. I just don't get the wobble mostly. It's supposed to be a black hole. Okay. I don't know how I would choose to sell that effect. The texture uses the Mark's black hole. Hey. There we go. I feel like as far as the teleporter itself, some particles might help sell the effect, but regarding the sector leading into it, the wobble doesn't really feel like it adds a lot. Honestly, I think the thing that could most help sell that, besides like particles in the actual black hole, is some kind of sound accent. Like, let me hear something, you know? Plus, could you do the shake in fucking screen space instead of wobbling the fucking stage? Can you just, like, as someone enters this sector, start fucking camera shaking them?
I guess you could, yeah. You could make that more and more gradual as you approach it, even, yeah?
Yeah, you just do, like, distance from a defined, like, how I do it in Lua is you just fucking call Quake and, use distance from the teleporter to, scale the amount. Which you could just, like, hardcode the fucking coordinates in. Keep in mind that I'm a Lua guy and I've never fucking opened ZB in my life, so there's almost certainly a better way to do things from the actual map for every single effect that I talk about ever.
I've only ever used the Earthquake line F once in Shuffle Square. And if you found the Shuffle Square Easter egg, you know what I'm talking about. But you could basically implement that at varying intensities there, of course.
Shuffle Square Easter egg, fake news.
I've said too much.
Alright,
You're gonna
anybody
find
else?
the secret is the soft cores.
I think after we're done with this, we're moving on to net game testing, so speak now or forever hold your peace, I guess.
I guess Marsh's map will happen next time.
Yeah, I don't think we have it loaded on. I think I tried to let everybody know in the server, u.cc/jartcast, by the way, that Marsh and Ivo would be next. I do feel bad. I will apologize to Marsh and Ivo in particular, because this was supposed to be contest submissions, but because I literally don't know what's in the contest, 2 non-contest submissions made it into here and blocked Marsh and Ivo, unfortunately. And it's like, everything's got to be seen eventually, and I'm glad that we did see them, but I will take the L in the weird organization there. Okay, Ivo's is also not in the contest, so it's just Marsh, XD. We're 2 hours in. Do we want to load Marsh's?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah.
I've seen Marsh's. Marsh's.
Yeah, if people don't mind your restart.
Characters up too.
Although I don't mind a restart at all.
I genuinely don't care.
Yeah, you know what? Let's
We don't
do
have
it
anything
just to
better
get
to
things
do.
out of the way and make it clean.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, please stand by as we set up here.
And I think
Alright, should be coming back momentarily. God bless game capture refusing to work literally every single time. 0 MS? Server explosion? Wow.
Yep.
Did Dude manage to lag out the server with a fucking name change? That's awesome!
I was already this name.
Yeah, but like, the server actually stalled out until we saw your name change update after the join. That's crazy. Anyway, apparently Marsha's submission was the contest winner, so it's a good note to end on for sure. I'm pretty confident in its current state, but let me know if anything weird stands out. Known issues/quirks. The boxes can and will launch you to the moon if one falls on you. I don't know what this means, but I'm scared of it.
You will find out.
Marsh says,
Watch your head.
what's your favorite part of mapping? As of late, I've been making a lot of my general road flats modular, so I don't need to align anything. Seeing them all fit together in the map always feels worth the effort. There's those fucking workflow optimizations. Good shit. Alright, let's see. Map 98. Rally Refinery, huh? Ooh, I immediately like the fucking particles here.
Also, the skybox is amazing if you actually look up at it.
Yeah, wow, hello scenery. What is
Wow.
Button?
Whoa.
Wait.
Really? This is the music you're using for a map like this?
I felt super uncomfortable with that element because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but it doesn't seem to have killed me. The
Look
yellow
at these
outlines of the
fucking
boxes
Metal
are very
Gear
nice,
Solid
though.
2 big shell ass textures you got
Yeah.
going on here. Damn, I love these.
Yeah, yeah, I'm loving my frame rate just going on like around the 25 range.
Yeah, I'm dropping frames too.
I'm not doing too bad. It's weird.
Yeah, given how much is being rendered at one time here, it's not surprising that the performance requirements are pretty strict, but damn, does it seem worth the try, you know? Like, this is pretty fucking good looking.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's like we were saying, like if you have a vision and like you need to basically use OpenGL to play it, like fuck it.
Well, I am also on OpenGL, and I was dropping down to like 30.
These
Oh, well
conveyor
then,
sections are
Hold
actually
on,
super
let me
neat.
channel my inner Chrome. I have run out of excuses.
Software gives me complex and deep angered feelings, so...
That sounds pretty.
I can probably continue storing there, huh? Yeah, this is like... I think the conveyor hazards add just enough interest to keep the layout feeling, like, constantly challenging,
Ah, so that's a...
without, like, actually being too difficult on their own. It'll be
Okay, this is
interesting to
kind
see
of a
how
neat-
intense item chaos gets in these sections, but if the conveyors also apply to the items, and they really fucking should, then I don't imagine chaos will get too tough.
It's like,
I'm still completely and utterly baffled that this is the song that was chosen. Like,
It's definitely
it
not
does not
super
fit the tone of
intense,
this at
considering
all.
how intense this fucking place looks, but, like...
Yeah, like I would expect something like Lava Powerhouse or like whatever it was in Super Rings.
well, I like this music choice.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
or, like,
The music seems like it might be a little low, but apart from that, it's like...
But when I hear this, I think, well, like something a lot lighter. Like not because we're in a dark cavern.
It does
with-
have the mechanical
with
feel to
refinery.
it, though.
It's mechanical,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's this stage looks so much more darker in terms of tone.
Really, the only thing that's
Feels
super
like-
threatening about this is the lava. And, like, it's threatening, sure, but it's not used as a consistent hazard element. The actual experience of driving on this course is relatively relaxed, considering the amount of interactive elements. So, like, I
guess
don't
there's
think it's
nothing wrong
necessarily
with that
unfitting.
as a level design. I still think a better song could have been chosen.
My official take on this is that half the reason to map for card is to subject people to your music taste. So,
Yeah.
all music choices are automatically exempt from criticism.
Well, if you played Cart Z, you're already very familiar with this song.
No.
I have not, and I think that might be a good thing from what people have told me.
What do you mean, Card C based?
As long as
Yeah,
it's
once
not
the
a ton.
Cart Z, once the Cart Z jartcast.
God.
Bruh.
Zartcast.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I'm fucking
I would
no.
love. You know, we should
Yes.
do that as a contest. Just try and make Kart Z maps with little context
God.
for Kart Z.
Wait, are these?
The box collisions are pretty wacky.
That's cool, actually. I dig that. They're like super wild in that
So
way.
this is a stupidly
do like how
friendly
there are
layout,
boxes.
by the way. Like, super ridiculously clean midline, like incredibly obvious throughout, consistent textures for fucking traversable road. Signage and bank turns, almost every single one, with consistent elements used for the outside wall. Like, this is stupidly easy to drive, and I think this might be the only place where people, like, struggle. And, like, only because this queue is, like... I guess it could mean the hazard being at a couple different places, and because you don't have clear sight on the actual death pit, like... I think given that element, it's about as clear as you could possibly fucking get, truthfully, and I like the way it's placed relative to the button. It makes hitting this an interesting line, but that's the only possible place I could see someone making, like, a catastrophic misread.
This is kind of funny. It keeps on, it's not, like, giving me major frame drops, but it's, like, dropping down to, like, 34 frames every so often.
Yeah, it's.
I wonder if
really,
it's just
really
the next line of
difficult.
boxes being spawned or something?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like it's around the 25 range, and it can dip as around the 15 range.
Seems like there are no actual cuts here that I can see. Which is like... For a course like this, I think that's perfectly fine. This is... It's just such a cozy interactive element. I think that the button there being basically the reverse of how it's structured in something like Red Barrage, where you hit the button and you immediately see the effects, it just makes me happy.
It's coming.
A longer line of boxes, this sequence pattern. Makes sense. This is just like... I have no fucking complaints, honestly. I feel negligent because I don't really have a lot to say about this.
Yeah, like the performance and the music were the only issues that I had. That's probably why we were able to talk about it for so long.
Apparently
There's
the
nothing really
skybox
else to
was
talk
also
about in
good.
terms of negative.
Yeah, let me do Skybox off in some sections here to see how much weight is being pulled by the Skybox.
Marsh wants you to look at the skybox too, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, there's a cute little thing in the skybox that I
Ah.
noticed.
That resync on, let me use mouse on. Yeah, look at the fucking... This is a shit ton of stuff, dude.
Yeah, with the skybox off, like the frame rate gets way better. It's pretty consistent 35 actually.
How much of this is
wonder-
mid-texture in the skybox?
I think
That's
a
what-
lot.
How much of this is mid-texture? Like percentage? What would you estimate?
Most of this fucking course is mid-texture.
I noticed, yeah.
I would like to believe that there's some element of overdraw coming into play with performance impact and why that's
Oh my
happening.
God, I
Maybe
just
mid
noticed.
textures. But at the same time, like, it's better than using sectors. So you're doing the right thing for the detail. It's just I feel like that might be what's leading to some of the performance hits. I'd maybe see if you can't, I don't know, optimize some elements of the mid-texture usage so that there's less, like maybe, depending on how these gears are, maybe I noticed that it's like, what is it? It's two sets of gears to make up one single
I just
gear.
noticed that it
Like,
has the-
yep.
Yeah.
I would just use one so that overdraw doesn't occur.
And yeah, I just noticed the gold star right there. It says winner of student on it right there.
Where at?
I just noticed that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
on
so cute!
Like in the skybox, the cave isn't like a solid texture. Like it expands into like a whole cave, and like there are pillars coming out. Oh, that's so cool.
Yo, yeah.
Oh, it feels so open.
Gives me kind of... Would it be inaccurate to say it gives me kind of Mega Man Legends vibes in a way? That kind of combined with like the music choice too, even if that isn't like...
Legends is good.
It's just cozy, yeah, it's very cozy.
Shoutouts to Misadventures of Tron Bon eBay prices.
Jesus.
It's bad.
Say Mega Man in this type of song, I'm thinking of Burner Man.
Yeah, like, what consistently impresses me more and more as people fucking level up on mapping is the sense of scale that people are able to create within the constraints of the engine. And this place, even though, like, the actual track layout is pretty compact, the environment feels huge. It's fucking awesome. So, like, I feel incredibly negligent for not really having anything substantial to say in terms of, like, refinements, but I see why this won, basically. This is the good shit.
Did you... AJ, did you check out the fucking... It's at the start of the map, the fucking... I forget what it's called, like the banner where it says SRP2 cart.
Yeah,
you
the
know
little
that?
gold star.
Yeah, the gold star. Yeah.
I'll take a look at that one more time.
It's so cute.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. It's adorable. The fact that it's so well textured too, like, oh, the sprite work on it.
Yeah, the little mid-texture gear is absolutely everywhere, huh?
I just tuned in and color me impressed.
Junji, for the benefit of everyone here, what are you talking about when you refer to overdraw?
So literally, this is something that happens whenever you have any sort of transparency in a mid-texture. Even if it's like literally in the texture defined, like as alpha itself in the texture file, that will cause some sort of performance itch, believe it or not.
Wow. Just transparency anywhere in the mid-texture?
If you like layer it, you use too much of it, yeah. Otherwise, it's negligible, but like when you... It's more noticeable if you have really intense parallax. I could be getting that wrong, though, but
I remember
I've run into that once or twice, and I remember hearing about it more than once, at the very least.
Yeah, I tried faking, like, scrolling buildings by having just a bunch of mid-textures of a building texture just stacked around each other, and yeah, that did not do very nice with the frame rate.
Man, alright, so... If nobody has suggestions, then I guess it's time for us to start net games, huh?
Yep.
I guess so.
Alright, let's see. Everybody go ahead and I'll put us onto Green Hill so everybody can join up. And so I can remember to do this. Naturally.
Everyone.
It's a reminder.
Yep.
Smiley face.
Alright, we all good?
Yeah?
Maybe.
I'm a little late to the party, but was this the last map you guys are looking at tonight?
Yes, we're looking at Green Hills once again. We just can't avoid it.
Alright.
We just did Marsh's last map, so now we're doing net game testing.
Alright, first up, my nicest High-Rise Havoc.
This'll be interesting.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to turn left for a second.
I'm the stat block.
You're the 0 stat block.
No, I'm not. I'm 2-2.
Oh god. We're setting land speed records for Runa Screams.
Did I just murder somebody?
You murdered Runa!
I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened, but she was spinning on the rail, like, endlessly.
Played the drifting animation on the rail.
We just scrolled straight through the rail.
So that's why she has her own horn.
Yeah, it's like that.
Sumanai.
Okay, those grind rails are pretty poggers, as they say.
Who says that?
I don't know.
And he won't fucking stop.
I can't.
What can't you?
I love
Are
you.
okay, I can't stop hopping off and on the rails.
Don't break.
What a recovery!
I can see what you mean about like the rails feeling a little sluggish at times.
Yeah, they feel a bit sluggish, and they also kind of feel underutilized, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
they'd be a lot
that's right,
like more entertaining if they carried your speed. Like,
No! Okay, instantly sold on this gimmick.
Yeah, I really wish
I
could
wanted to
really
throw
play
that,
it.
but it ran out.
But my frame rate just dies the moment anybody touches a rail. I'm having 3 FPS right now.
Ah,
I can't
That necessary.
yeah.
get to the rail.
Maybe extend the visual finish line all the way across, because I was worried I wasn't gonna finish there.
Whoa! Whoa! Maybe if real grinding was faster. Faster.
Have to know how they did that.
God, the
That could be
item
good for, like, a
interactions are
sky
so
rail map.
strong. Just
So I was
being on a rail
realized-
behind someone with an orbital is like, it fucking hits different.
So I wasn't here for the beginning of jartcast or most of it, so I'm just gonna say this level is amazing.
I want someone to hit me on the rail again. That actually made me go faster.
Hey there.
Hey, there's Spotlight, too.
oh, hello.
Okay.
Spotlight.
Hello, Mario.
Something
See,
needs to
but
be
don't-
done about that start.
I
Very
can't
dark.
see now.
Almost a little too dark.
Yeah, I can't see jack.
Oh.
What the fuck?
See ya.
I'm sorry, Ivo.
At least
Okay,
the
so-
rails are illuminated so I can see those.
So yeah, if you collide with anyone on the rails, the one you collide with is basically fucked.
Uh,
It was a fluke.
Oh god.
Like essentially bumping into anyone while they're on the rail, there's a 50-50 chance that you'll survive, or you'll just drop to the fucking ground.
Yo, thanks for the boost, Tyron.
Don't mention it.
I think he said Cyron, not Tyron.
Both of them.
So this is interesting. The rails, like the momentum of the rails is focused not on the direction of the rails, like where they're taking you, but like your actual like direction. So like hopping off of them is like
Yeah.
it's makes controlling it a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie. Or maybe that's just because I'm drift touring. I don't know.
That didn't work, Ibuki, I'm sorry.
Get off me.
Let me try not drift touring.
Where did my item go?
Gone.
Into the abyss.
Okay, yeah, it's a non-issue when you're not drift storing, so might be worth looking into maybe. I
This
don't
is
know.
mad dark.
Yeah, I can't see jack. I keep falling off the course because I can't see when the course ends.
Still really like the look of this gimmick.
You're welcome.
Eat a dick.
I can just see it all now. Imagine a sky rail or rail canyon in
Oh
space.
god.
Please, no, not with the
Please.
frame I like this. It can't handle it.
Or you know what? Go fucking full ape and like go the extra mile. Make the goddamn multiplayer rail grind stage from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah!
Oh, please.
I foresee everyone fucking dying on that one.
That
I'd
sounds...
be having 0 FPS on that map.
That would be like one hell of a long drop if someone falls.
I don't hear
So-
it. I haven't heard. How many people are actually having substantial performance issues here?
Not me.
Not
Jeez,
me.
I wasn't noticing it. this time.
Dude, are you on software?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think it's literally their only choice. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be the only choice for a lot of people.
Yeah, I know, that's fair.
I mean, if it's between, like, there are a lot of cases where it's like, okay, you're being negligent if this shit doesn't run well on software. But there are some cases where it's literally a choice between the gimmick works but not in software, and the gimmick isn't in the map at all.
Yeah.
In that regard, I think just to render a warning at the start and then leaving it as is probably completely appropriate.
Yeah.
Alright, so, general impressions, now that everybody's gotten their hands on it?
The rail transition seems kind of stiff. That seems really tantamount to if you just toss certain traps down, people kind of just get screwed over because there's such a limited point where you're able to change your trajectory at the end, where landing on a trap does not feel like something that's avoidable at some points. I know, especially with explosives, namely mines, I was able to do that a couple times during the map.
I only really have two complaints with the rails. The one is the fact that, again, I mentioned earlier during the race, but when people collide on those rails, there's like a 50% chance some person's going down to the abyss. And the other part is, I really wish you could gain speed on the rails when you use a shoe on there instead of feeling depressed.
I was literally mashing rocket sneakers on the rails, feeling like I was going faster, but
You
it
go
might have just
slightly
been the
faster.
camera. Yeah.
Like, I noticed my miles per hour. I noticed it going up to 60. When
But
I
it's
used the
not.
boost.
The problem is, it's not significant enough.
Yeah,
to
it's
really,
not significant enough.
Yeah, yellow spring panel speeds.
Yeah.
There is something that kind of bothers me, but I feel like it's more just like it's more just a product of like this being like the rail grinding being built around acro and not necessarily like vanilla gameplay. In that, like, I don't think, because the end of the rails kind of like yellow springs you, and I don't really like the feel of that.
If they were Red Springs, I would kind of prefer it.
Well, not even like red springs. I just feel like there shouldn't be springs there at all. But like, I understand why they're there. It's for acro.
Yeah, I also I think having some degree of air control when getting off rails prevents some pretty degenerate trap item situations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair too.
I wonder, could you see these rails being used in vanilla SRB too?
Oh jeez.
If they were better optimized, then I would definitely say sure.
And then the other thing that I wanted to point out, I was talking about it a little during the race, which is the way drift storing works when you're switching rails feels a little awkward.
Yeah, the angle it feels like it throws you far wide.
Yeah.
It locks you in an
I managed to kind of control it, but it kind of
From
takes
a
trial and error.
scripting perspective, I imagine it's going to be rather difficult to do anything about that for the specific reason that anti-cheat makes directly writing angle information in Lua a fucking nightmare. But
Thank you.
I don't know. I think
Oh shit.
So
really just like a little bit more speed conservation on the rails would be like it's 85% of the feel for me. All right, let's see. Next up, Crayfray's submission. Mayday Submarine.
oh my god, it's gonna hit just right.
Wow, that was incredible.
Fear. One fear.
I'm gonna
No
assume that I bump coded you, Tyrone.
Nah, it was
Hey, though, by the way.
just I was holding an orbital and Ivo fucking slammed me anyway.
Oh.
It was like one of those really close interactions where like the exact positioning of your orbital matters.
Fuck.
the dreaded spiral. Luckily, it's a wide one, so it won't get too hard.
At mine?
I just got.
Fine.
And there goes those checkpoints. Just
I just
climb a
got.
number
Oh, the
one.
fucking music.
What is the music?
Burning Rangers.
Burning Rangers. Yeah.
That's why I was so fucking hyped when I heard
Yeah, I
it.
can't believe they made an original property just for Transform.
Shut up!
What
Shut
a
up!
dodge.
Hey, Chenji, I too also have a franchise that mostly is dead, don't worry.
To be honest,
Got
I'd,
several.
to be honest, I'd imagine the music from the Huge Crisis known from Sonic Rush from
I collect dead franchises.
I actually do. It hurts.
I
Don't
mean,
worry, guys.
Chen-
Dandachi 2025.
I mean, Chenji,
No!
if that's the
Aren't they
case,
fucking in mobile games?
Saidaiojo's theme someday, maybe.
At least we got Daifukatsu. But when no, here's the thing, Tyron. When are we getting Futari?
They fucking ported Futari and Galuda 2 to phones!
They mostly did phone ports.
And they were good ports too!
Yeah. I think actually the Daifukatsu Black Label had a mode where you could play as an Inbachi.
Yeah, I remember it did.
And it was like, wow, this is sick.
Please
It'd be
stand
kinda
by
cool
for
if you could
conversation to return to normal after the shmup nerds finish talking.
Knucklehead.
the only thing
I shouldn't be complaining. My series got a remake this year, so this is such a long spiral.
Mission complete.
I admit, the last shoot 'em up I played was Twinbee.
What you need on them loose pads for?
Second Channel Retro says, Burning Rangers lives on as somebody's Unity 3D concept demo. With 500
saw
comments
that,
on
actually.
Twitter that say, hire this man!
Tear actually fucking dropped out of my goddamn eye.
They take a.
Oh, that hurt.
I mean, it's a faithful looking concept, but it's sad that it's just that, because it's an IP that could actually go places, much like a lot of other Sega's IPs.
Oh, it went a place. It went right to the trash.
Let me travel back to 1998 to
Are we
save
getting
some source
the
code.
Burning Rangers TMGs in PSO2 Global?
wait, is this? Yeah, it is. Okay.
No, but we're getting the Arxis collab next.
JP's getting
I
like.
log in for the first time in a month just to fucking pick out the Kai outfit.
You and me both. I mean, I'm like, hey, let's grab 60 million Meseta. Just so I have everything. Even though I know that's not going to be the thing that that costs the most money in that scratch.
Everyone talking about dead franchises that they miss, and meanwhile I'm crying in Chibi Robo.
That's
Okay, that
that's
hurts
the
too.
deepest and darkest despair of dead franchises.
Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
you like Ziplash?
Your Robo.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, is it Flash?
Hey, wait a minute.
I wanted so bad to have like another like original like Chibi Robo game that wasn't fucking. It was during the time where Nintendo was like, "Hey, you know this franchise we haven't made a game for in a long time? Let's just make it a platformer."
At least the amiibo's kind of cool.
Yeah, the amiibo is probably the only
Hey,
saving grace. from that
I
game.
can say one word that'll hurt everyone.
Oh no! Well, that's
F-Zero.
no.
That one doesn't sting as hard to me as it used to.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, probably
That
just
fucking
friggin-
shot, no!
Okay,
The
what's
only
worse?
reason why is because of the story mode.
Okay, what's worse? F-Zero being nothing, or Star Fox being what that became?
What is going on with fucking checkpoints in the spiral?
Oh, I don't care about that.
I'd probably say F-Zero.
What about every Hudson property
What
that
the
Konami's
fuck? Why is
on?
that counted as death?
That fits on
You're
there.
right. You're right.
Rockman's got
Actually.
games.
Oh,
You're okay.
was it brought up that those things in the middle are instant kills that you can just
Yes.
straight up run into?
Okay. And they look super traversable.
Yeah, I did that twice. So,
I did that once and I fucking cried.
alright, good just to check. I wasn't here for like half the summation, so
Yeah, I wasn't here for like 90%
terrible
of the stream of
response,
focus now.
that's fair.
Fucking missed the
Everyone's
set.
like, look, Gunma, map that cares to your taste. I'm like, okay.
Gonna wake up, new fate, Matt.
Well,
You redeem into PSO2 and then it's like
on the look,
fate
fate
map.
map. You were just like, I am looking respectfully.
I wasn't in PSO2 actually.
Oh.
You were
I was spreading.
sleep spriting?
Doing some things that'll show up eventually, probably in like a month.
No, my banana. I was gonna use that to plant it so that no one would hit it.
No. I'm so
Speaking
stupid.
of PSO2, the last big thing I heard of was everyone's favorite MMO of anime is hitting it in a collab or something later on.
They're finally doing a style collab in JP. Which of course, a million mixed reactions other than, oh hey, Kirito's sword is pretty cool.
Listen, day one, I'm getting fucking everything that has to do with Kirito.
No.
You gotta make a JP account.
This is a course review stream, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking
I'm here
of,
for
let's
Austin
get back
O'Hare
to
and then
that.
I'm walking out.
Can't do that.
So, getting back to the course, as an experiment, I decided to take the shortcut, the fake-ass wall shortcut, every single time, even when I didn't have the item. And even when I didn't have an item to cut through the off-road, I still had a net gain of, like, almost no placement, or I just didn't get any worse. So I'm wondering if, like, there's enough penalty even in there.
See, Siren's got the opposite take, where the shortcut feels worse than the standard path. Even
Yeah,
when you can take it
I passed.
legitimately.
I watched people go into it, and I passed them by the time they got out of it. So
I think the power of the shortcut kind of depends on what item you take it with.
I think it would be better if, in addition to not making it a stupid fake wall, I would probably lengthen the off-road, but then put a booster in there.
Fuck, Siron, what the fuck? Went in with 3 sneakers in second place, came out in 4th. How? What?
Dang, that sounds like a
How did this happen?
you problem.
it's also very rough to go in there on heavies because I went on there as a 9 weight. It's just like I was riding the wall the entire time.
The entry is pretty
Yeah,
rough.
it's really easy to bonk the walls in there, which is probably why some people just... Sometimes you just can't help it. You're trying to get through there fast, and there's hardly any room to maneuver.
Yeah, so maybe, like, leave the opening the same size, but then, like, open up the path immediately afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my biggest criticism is you could up the item density quite a bit in this map because I missed a lot of sets. They were very easy to miss.
Yeah.
Those item
Especially
boxes
with
did look
13
spread
people
out.
on the track.
Yeah.
It would make being able to jape someone with a fake item box hard.
I felt pretty fucking alone, like, in second place behind Trail. Just like, oh no, I'm not getting to him. Now we're just done. I'll just fucking retire.
I'm going past you.
Yeah, I think, like, besides the visual stuff that we brought up earlier, that's kind of it for me. It's like,
Yeah.
the very last couple of turns, I haven't really found a comfortable way to MT chain through those just yet, but the rest of the layout feels very comfortable to drive for me on a baseline. It's just like, the most jarring thing really is the death pillars. Alright, let's see. Next up, Taylor's submission. Imperial Rose Garden.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's an Orby that shoots across the map to kind of indicate that you can
Yep.
like use Orbies.
Oh, that is a death plane? What the
Sorry,
fuck?
I agree.
Did you try to take the first turn super inside?
Like, right here. That is a literal death plane. Like,
What
before...
am I doing? Put it on the sideline.
Oh, Jesus.
There we go. Alright, much
Yo,
better.
do egg box explosions strip your lightning? That's interesting.
Oh, there are roses.
I never noticed that. I guess I've never had the opportunity to actually observe it.
Okay, then I guess I'm just dead.
Interesting digital look for a rose garden.
There's a lot of context as to why, but
Oh,
it's
there's
very much intended to reference something.
Yeah, I recognize it from a past map on one of these casts.
Flying too close to the
It
sun with
is-
my fucking mind
It is
placement.
based
throughout
on Fate Stay Night.
No, this is actually based off of Fate Extella.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You're right.
Excella is
Fate,
the,
I never understand this shit.
Fate
the
stay
Muso
mad.
game.
Oh,
No,
God.
Fate stay confused about the timeline.
I
and,
fucked it all
What
up.
the
I'm sorry, I fucked it all up.
That is
Look
a
what you
brutal
Oh god,
respawn.
I'm still fucking it all up. Please help.
No.
I'm not too familiar with the Fate series. All I know is that there's this one chick with a huge rack and giant metal hands.
Oh, like that.
Oh, Passion Lip!
Yeah, her. There's an Nendoroid of her.
Yeah, there is. It's a pretty good one. There's also one of her sister. Well, Turtle Sister's the one with the massive legs.
I feel
This is
alone.
All
This
I
is a
think I
Corpus
know
Christi
about
cream,
Fate
by the
is
way.
that this is the one with the Holy Grail that doesn't do jack.
Genji!
You brought me in. This is what happens.
It does something. It increases your
That
servant's
could
price.
take a long time to explain Fate. Love to.
And this has nothing to do with that arcade Bumstead girl, does it?
Yeah.
What?
You know what, Shenji? Just for that one fucking growth shit, your fate is sealed.
What?
Alright, so who's doing it?
I don't want to deal with this bullshit.
What
Shinji
happened?
walked away.
You made Shenji turn 360 degrees and walk away.
I think you walked into the fifth dimension.
You're
You
going to
just
Doki
can't
Doki
escape
Panic?
from Cosmic Fate.
Uh-oh.
The fifth dimension with their fourth level.
Oops, I actually forgot
geometry.
to, let me put it on Encore.
Yeah. You're
Oh,
purple.
Okay,
that's
there.
good. That's good. That's good.
Umu.
What a dank shade of purple. I like it.
That's pretty good. This has some BB looking colors. I like it.
Knocked into the pit. Season 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not. I wouldn't. I don't think that the fucking gap at the inside of that corner is a life.
Oh, got
thing.
him!
I think that could probably go. It doesn't feel like a super fun element right now. Oh, what the fuck was that bounce? Angle of incidence equals angle of reflection, except in SRB2, I guess.
Yeah. Check.
Check.
Oh!
Running impossible.
Yeah, that's the second time now I've seen bounces off that fence that make no sense.
It bounces off of the doctor.
Dude, that's a sick mine.
Yeah.
Give it some medicine.
Oh. I'm not sure I didn't take that much knockback from that. That's interesting.
Why are you over there? You're gonna lap me.
What the fuck?
Never mind.
At least nobody playing this has to hear those three dreaded words from Gamma. Initiating recovery mode.
Initiating recovery mode.
Woo woo ba ba
You
baby.
You saying that just reminds me of that one fucking
That was
Eggman
such
line.
a well-timed ball hawk explosion.
Haha, you thought it would shrink me, but it was invincibility.
You messed up the reference.
Bad luck.
Oh, this song. Okay, now I'm hearing it clearly.
Yeah.
It was my first event that I ever played in F-Film.
I really hate fucking when items. Oh! No. I'm right there. I'm there.
Knock me in there, please, please.
No. I was in the back the
Perish.
entire time. I made it to second. I'm happy.
I fucking died.
Nothing gives me more stress than having to like take a turn and then suddenly there's an item just shooting towards me from the other side of the map.
I only lost because BB doesn't appear in Fate Stella.
You know something's wrong when I'm actually playing high, or placing high when I'm playing against you guys.
Why are you playing high?
Meanwhile, I'm
Radiant
still
slip.
on the bottom.
Dude!
Trust me.
To briefly touch on this for chat, trap is a word with a lot of uncomfortable context tied up into it, so I'd prefer if people don't use that here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, regarding the course,
It's really good. That's all I really have to say about it. 'Cause there's nothing. Okay, there is one thing I want to comment on. The fucking death plane that makes no sense that Griff kept, like me and Griff kept dying on.
There's no doubt that'll get fixed.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
inside
oh.
gap. Get him away from me.
Because otherwise, this is like a really solid.
The gap on the first turn, I'm not convinced there's a way to actually surface that in a way that feels fair. I think I caught a lot of people either getting bumped into there or simply oversteering and having a rough time. I think that could probably be off-road from the edge of the drivable, from the edge of the inside of the corner to the fence, really. It's like that was the only issue that I kept running into. I also think that, like, as is kind of inherent to any like high lap count course, item chaos got fucking crazy, and in particular on the final 2 turns, it feels like you're definitely kind of funneled into any place trap items.
Yeah.
Wait, how many laps was that? 5?
It's a 5-lapper, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 5.
I thought it was 6.
No, the first map we did was 6. The second map, I believe, was.
There's a couple 6s and a couple 5s in this set, I think.
At least it's not Baby Park.
God.
Please.
It's kind of close, though.
Alright. Next up, we have Nova Fire's submission. Dusk Falls.
Oh
It
boy.
sure does. Glad someone.
Something is actually moving.
I love the aesthetics of this
Oh,
place.
you wait
Holy
till you
shit.
see.
It's better.
Wait
It
till
gets
you get
better
When you see it,
when you see it.
the bricks will fall.
Have you
Oh
seen
god,
this
the
man?
sky's gonna change, isn't it?
When the beat drops, so
Sky.
You
Yeah,
will
that was
love
my
to see
fault. I should have just braked.
This
Okay.
Make bad item decisions versus a good player. Go from 2nd to 10th.
Someone bumps a wall and I don't go from 2nd.
Ouch.
Oh no, you're small now.
I felt so smart for lining that up, and then...
Orokan.
I should have waited until Shrink expired. I'm so stupid.
Oh, you grew?
Yep.
You grew up?
With
What
like
if you
1
wanted to
second
grow?
left on my Shrink, I'm sure. Jeez, what happened here?
Someone bumped
Oh.
me.
Hello.
Amazing how a simple image will set the mood.
No,
Now
come
it's
on,
nighttime.
man. Oh, I missed KMP orbitals.
Wait, were those light sectors always lit like that?
Oh, it's nighttime.
Yeah, they did change.
Ooh.
I love the slow transition in the night. Holy shit.
Seen that coming.
That just makes me think of like a day-night cycling cart.
Bonk.
That just makes me think.
It's okay. Hey, return the favor to somebody.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
There goes that old moon. Somewhere there's a great ape out tonight.
There we go. Okay, so I want to make.
would you try that?
I want to make 1 point right out the gate. Right before you reach the finish line, I swear, like this may have been touched upon during the turn by turn, but my brain instantly was like, "Oh, I see speed panels. I'm gonna go to the left. Oh wait, that's the start of the map. Shit."
Oh. Chill, man.
So that's either my small brain at work or me not really cool. What the fuck?
That's
Festive.
right.
Oh, this is new. This wasn't in the contest, I believe.
Oh, wrong way.
Wrong way.
Alright, I missed a set. That's unlucky.
Wait, this might actually be really smart now that I think about it.
Oh, it's red. It reminds me of a good
Shock.
can of Dr. Pepper.
What?
We are
Go for
not
some Dr.
sponsored.
Pepper. Are you sure? Can we be?
Didn't you say at the beginning of this who the fuck would sponsor this?
Yeah.
yeah, we were already sponsored by Jart Drew and John and Jean Drew.
J. Jonah Jameson.
I swear the theme of adding J's to everything is gonna get old at some point.
Probably not
Yeah.
a sponsored
You
by the
underestimate
Nestle Corporation.
Who
need
dropped
gimmicks to-
5 sneakers?
Oh, fuck it, come on.
Oh, dropped items.
What about Totino?
I'm literally fucking
My
bagging.
robbery of Foot Locker.
Jarcast brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
No,
I
Jade
thought it
Shadow
was like
Jagging.
5.
Get it right.
What?
That almost hit. Get back here, Les. I'm not getting the good item. Oh. Well, that's just a throw.
Come on, twice!
You get yourself cheddar balled over there.
I think set density could probably go up on this, considering how narrow the lines you actually want to take are.
Why did that hit feed show pancakes?
Oh,
Because I got squished.
Oh, clever.
Pancakes.
Pancakes!
I still can't believe that the pancake making move in Partners in Time is baby cakes.
You got Beybladed. I saw that.
How far back did I send you, dude? Oh, I'm sorry.
The red stars in the purple sky look really cool.
Absolutely fucking unreal. Alright. So, thoughts?
I'm gonna bring this point up again, even though I literally just said it in the first round. But again, the starting area during like the first couple, like the first turn, and also right before the finish line, kind of fucked me up because it looks like there's another way to go. Because I try to go to the left where the speed panels are, but then it's like, oh wait, that's the beginning of the course. Never mind. Like my brain was drawn to the speed panels more than like the actual finish line. That could just be me.
Oh, the panels at the start. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
panels
Just
get there.
go.
They're
I
right
like throwing mines at the shortcut.
I can
Can't
see
do
it.
that. Gamer?
Gamer.
Gaming.
Alright. Next up... Shit, what did we just do? My brain is full of fuck right now.
We just did the Dusk
Yeah,
map.
okay. Next is Victor's. I'm trying to keep fucking track of the list. I should set up aliases beforehand next time.
Can't beat 9-9.
Uh-oh. It's 9-9 Tails.
He's always been.
Yeah.
But Tails isn't an idiot.
What?
That's a stretch of a joke, dude.
Uh-oh. Dude. Was that a pun I heard?
No, that wasn't even a pun. That's just a reference that's hard to catch unless you're in the know. And
No minimap is making me super uncomfortable right now.
Alright, dude. Looks like you're getting voted off the island.
All I thought about was 999, that one DS game.
Okay, unironically have wanted to make Junpei for Kart for years.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
What?
Not Persona, Junpei.
Not Persona Junpei.
Jump.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need like
Junpei's
a 10-hour
pretty cool.
monologue about fucking Schrodinger's cat from fucking Zero Time Dilemma as every single sound.
But did you know, Tyron, that life is unfair, don't you agree? Just like a snail?
God.
Oh no. Did you never play Zero Time Dilemma?
No,
Oh.
give me back my ball.
I had the great pleasure of watching someone else play through every single one of the fucking Zero Escape games.
ZTD is a weird game.
It's ZTD is maybe my favorite example of they literally did more work to make it look shittier because of the fucking 3D.
They really didn't need to.
Was that the one with the adorable robot?
Yeah. Out of context, that's completely not spoiler.
I still need to play this Zero Escape game.
Complex motives.
I don't know what my luck is, but I've gotten Shrink 3 races in a row now.
Kind of based.
I formally apologized for fixing the one shrink per race bug.
There is I would say the original, the two non-area games are pretty solid. ZTD is indeed kind of a meme.
ZTD is really weird. I think it's alright, and there are a lot of refinements in it that make it, like, more tolerable to play to completion in some ways, but...
Yeah, I can see it.
Those mid-textures up there.
I really just... I gotta agree, it's like, something... it does not feel like... the 3D was the most conscious decision.
It looks like shit everywhere. The game looks awful.
Like a mobile game. And the reason is because they had to make it run on a 3DS.
Like, it's the same way I feel about Fire Emblem Three Houses, where, like, they're like, alright, we need fully voiced fucking support conversations with, like, 3D characters and camera work and shit. But the amount of shit that needed to be in the game is such that they had to basically block the entire fucking thing, every single support conversation, basically as if it were just portraits anyway, where it's just shot, reverse shot over and over again with canned animations.
They basically went the same route as doing it what they did for the 3DS games. And for the 3DS games, that works just fine, also because a lot of the portrait artwork is really good.
You can accept it when it's portraits, but when you use the portrait abstractions on fucking fully modeled characters that exist in a fully modeled environment...
Granted, I think I also just think that, like...
Whoa!
You could very clearly tell that a lot of the Three Houses models... I think they could have used a lot more love in the sync. I don't think they look the best.
You said 3D modeled like areas, Tyron, but I think the areas are literally like 2D textures. Just like
it's not as bad as Warriors.
Yeah, and it's not like, not all of them are like fucking blank box with a skybox. No. There are some actual environments in the supports. Yeah, the other thing is that the very Fire Emblem style of writing certain types of characters is, it doesn't transition to voiced characters very well. Bernie can still...
Granted, I do think a lot of the dub did a pretty good job.
Yeah. There are definitely parts to it, but as somebody who made it only part all the way through the game specifically because of supports on Black Eagles...
Yeah, I mean, dude, we've had this conversation before, dude. You picked, like, the worst route.
Because it had the fucking axe girl! What do you want me to do?
You picked the one with my
Cynthia! I geek out about Idolmaster.
Yeah, Golden Deer!
I can't catch any of this.
You pick Lysithea, you pick...
Look, all I know is
just pick the worst one, dude.
All I know is that Lady Edelgard, I wanted that. The other ones were just kind of bonus.
The best route, in my opinion, Verdant Wind.
I still can't believe Claudius is a gay option.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but
yeah, that didn't read as a mid-texture. Whoops.
So, with all this Fire Emblem talk, are you picking up the Shadow Dragon?
It's only available for a limited time.
Oh, don't
It's only $6, so maybe.
I've had this conversation with a few of my friends. They picked the game that's available technically in Japanese already on the Switch. If you have Nintendo Switch Online.
And hasn't it
the
already
one that's been translated? It's already been ported. Then, on top of that, the main reason you would want to buy this version is for the save state features, which you can already do in so many ways. And it's Fire Emblem 1.
Nintendo literally still doesn't know that emulators exist.
Crusty ass Fire Emblem 1.
Like, it's $2, but it's Fire Emblem 1.
Like, I know
I'm not convinced I could be paid $2 to finish Fire Emblem 1.
You could. The unfortunate thing is the best version of Fire Emblem 1 that you can play is either Fire Emblem 3, which is also available on Nintendo Switch Online as a Japanese only, or you can get Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon for silly price if you're looking for the DS copy, or you could go to the Wii U Virtual Console.
But Nintendo, where's the genealogy localization? What the fuck?
Don't get me started, Tyron. I will destroy the stream and derail it entirely.
So about the map.
These are the
Maps
close
is
pretty
solid.
solid, by the
I
way.
think my main qualms just came down to some of the directioning seemed to blend in a little too much with the color mapping, and there were some areas where it seemed a little dark. So I would say
Yeah.
maybe brighten it a little
It's
bit.
also it's a bit long, isn't it?
I mean, it's really long. Like, I
233
thought,
front run is pretty insane, but I think taking it down to 2
Mm.
laps would make it more distractingly short than
It is
is
2 laps,
currently.
though.
It is 2 laps.
it is 2 laps.
It is a 2. Oh my god,
Yeah, it's a beefy boy.
my brain. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
he-
like
yeah,
there's not a lot you
Yeah,
can
so
do
here-
about that. Then I guess.
See, here's the thing. It was so long that I believed that it was like one. What am I trying to say? It's like, it's a point A to point B course. I can't remember what it's technically called.
Sprint.
Sprint map. Thank you. I thought it was a sprint map for how long it was going.
For the tone of the map, I honestly thought the length was pretty good. But I could
Yeah.
see why people thought it was a little too long.
I think it's fine.
I like big little adventure maps, you know.
Yeah.
I like the length
As
as
long
it
as
is.
it doesn't go over 3 minutes, it's fine.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to what is it? Sleeping Egg Classic.
I say that as I try to defend all my maps being over 2 minutes.
You know that feeling you got if you were a kid and you were eating with your parents at the dinner table and they'd be talking about politics and go right over your head. That's how I felt during the Fire Emblem talk.
One of these days, you will learn.
Well, you can get a
When
start
I
by
die,
playing
then you will realize.
by playing Fire Emblem's biggest money-making game, Fire Emblem Heroes, on your mobile phone.
That's the
Nintendo
one
wins
with the-
Warriors 2 with actual characters.
Bruh, dude, you know that's like the worst story unless you're talking book 3, then it's pretty good.
Alright.
So
I don't
We can do a
Look,
card
all I
stream
know
on
is that I can
Thanksgiving.
make a 40 plus 10 Nino, and she's indestructible.
If we're back on
Moving
Fire
on.
Emblem, I think we're done with the map.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
I
move
think
on.
we're moving
Yeah.
on.
The only thing I know about Fire Emblem is that one picture is Nina with a gun.
I got plenty of those.
Gunblade.
I
How
feel
many
like everyone
guns?
needs to know that Nino with a gun is currently on the master server admin page under the ban tab.
No mercy, no,
No
forgiveness.
Alright, here's Renderer's Rainbow Road EX.
Oh shit! Oh, it has the fucking. Oh shit!
it does have.
Sorry, I was noticing the fucking. Wait, why is this Rivals of Aether music? What the fuck?
I know,
I
right?
fell.
Alright, so who tried to drift store and died? A lot of
Yes.
people, apparently.
Man, now I want to play Rivals.
You chose the one based on Tower of Heaven. Not bad.
I know, right? It's weird how, like,
It's an interesting pick, but it's pretty good.
The one that's
Like,
It is
all the
so
music in
hard to
Rivals
go
is-
wrong with fucking flashy goodness.
Yo,
I
yo.
know,
The,
but
the fucking the new version of Nil Descent in fucking DE. That shit's
Oh.
nonsense good.
Okay, actually, I did get a frame drop that time around. So
Yeah, so did
I would say all of the DE music is like really fucking top notch.
okay, I had a
again,
lot of.
tetherball.
Is this. Was the floor always like
Oh,
this?
cool.
Oh my god, look at this fucking look at the rankings. As people
Yeah, the
finish up
rankings are going nuts.
Oh god.
Time to go die.
It's
I went too
completely
fast.
shot.
Guess the checkpoints need
Yeah,
a little work.
I'm
huh?
opening card debug checkpoint right now.
Teleporters.
That's a very early can finish, actually. I wonder.
Get back here.
Well,
You know, is it
Music
me or
song,
these
I would
people
say
want,
with any
like-
other stage, this song might fit, but I think when people see Rainbow Road, they expect Rainbow Road.
Yeah,
It's
it's
hard
not
to
even.
get
Or
Yeah.
something that feels
Something
Rainbow
else to like
Road-ish.
I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of does.
I mean,
But-
use what music you like, but this is a case where like the disjoint feel. Fuck off. This is a case where the disjoint to me feels a little bit more jarring, just because your expectations have already been set up with like
Yeah,
it's a Rainbow
otherwise a-
Road.
It's a really straightforward Rainbow Road too.
It's a
There's
road.
not that much.
It's
like,
a road you go when you die.
It really is just a straight ass Rainbow Road, but
Oh shit.
so. Like, I don't know why it wouldn't just use Rainbow Road music. It just seems so weird.
Well, it's somebody's take on Rainbow Road, and like how they want to use the music is up to them.
I guess.
I have
but I'm-
one.
At the
I
end of
guess
the day,
I'm kinda
like
struggling with that, not just because it's music, but because I'm not really getting a vibe that this is someone's Rainbow Road. It just seems like Rainbow Road.
Yeah, it is pretty. Holy shit!
Bye, Griff.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Bye.
I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
See you next mission.
Holler.
Goodbye.
Holy shit. Monkey Space Program has launched.
I totally didn't get rocket sneakers in first. No, you're just imagining things.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I understand. Going by the comments, I understand like getting a lot of Rainbow Road music whenever you see a Rainbow Road. But when I see a Rainbow Road, I kind of expect either Rainbow Road or something like Rainbow Road.
Yeah, gotcha.
Also, there are a
And
million.
again, I love this song. Flashy Goodness is a great
I did not look to the left earlier. Oh,
It does
this
feel
is
uncanny
spicy.
just because I've heard this so many times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I love
specifically
Tower
because I
Heaven.
just, like, I like Rivals and I especially really like the soundtrack. Oh, come on. Fucking
Yeah. One of these days, Tyrone, I gotta see if I can make like a mod pack for you to try out for the workshop.
Also, I have to say, it's weird having this line of thwomps that seem to do absolutely nothing for the map, because they just... has anybody actually gotten hit by a thwomp yet?
I'm okay with that
Nah,
part. to
they're
be
just kind of
honest.
hanging out.
Those swamps do look kind of small. They're not
Yeah,
hidden.
it's weird.
Oh boy!
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like you could have just not had the thwomps.
Throw in
at
first,
all.
I guess.
Everyone's
big
gonna
deal.
argue with me.
Watch out, guys! The SPB's coming for you.
Yeah, I just saw the SPB just fly horizontally, and I didn't even use one. It was suddenly in front of my view for like half a second.
Sure, guys. Who do you play in Rivals? Zeta and Claren.
Those swamps.
I have a
though, do-
scuffed Rano.
Bruh.
I have a
Why aren't
scuffed
you
Rano
playing
that does
Shovel
nothing but
Man?
fucking up tilt and jab.
See, I have the smooth brain and I play Crag.
Crag is Giga Brain. What do you mean?
I used to play Crag, but then I started playing Shovel Knight and I haven't gone back.
Do any of you main Ronald McDonald?
The way I play Crag is very
No, actually, when I play on Workshop, I main as Sonic.
God.
For you, bless your soul for playing Workshop versus.
I mean, listen, there's some good matches that I've had where, like, I play,
Why am I
like,
facing this
there's
way?
actually some honest gameplay going on. But then there's just the people who play, like, Golden Ronald and be like, hey, let me teabag on you real quick as I kill you repeatedly.
The one thing that I would add to Mugen last would be ranked multiplayer.
Yeah.
Everyone would use Rare Kuma.
Not
Nah,
bro,
Rare
F1.
Kuma's all time. He just
Rare
fire
Kuma
up
ain't
with
shit.
thing and dies.
Not to F1.
See my F1.
Not to Dwayne. Not to F1.
not to Omega Tiger Woods.
Okay, but actually catch my uppercut, though.
How about
Betting
Morris?
time is
How about
now
sad
over.
All right. Well, of course, I have to raise it to you because I'm playing, of course. Let me swap my color.
So, I think my general take on this is that it doesn't feel like it has... It doesn't feel like the layout is substantial enough for what feels like the low amount of polish that it has. You either need, like... You either need, like, a defining theme and gimmicks, or you need to execute on a simple concept really, really well. And this is kind of
Yeah.
straddling the fence in that regard, where I don't feel like it has a clear ambition, but it also definitely needs some cleanup in terms of, like, there's basically zero detailing, the use of slopes is kind of inconsistent, and readability, even for a fairly straightforward course, is hit or miss.
Yeah, it just feels like the only thing this really has going for it is the weird cookie sheet of low gravity.
Yeah, but even then, that's still kind of janky as shit.
That section feels to me like avoiding slope physics. Like, you just
Yeah.
don't want to get launched at all. You don't want to interact with it. Unless you
Yeah,
like
that's
speed
how I
capture,
felt.
unless you like get a really, really clean entry, and then
Oh,
immediately
Janky, looks
speed
like-
capture a red MT.
Yeah, because if you get caught on one of those slopes, you're basically fucked because all your momentum just fucking dies.
Yeah, it's faster to just not take the slopes.
I landed on the slope so wrong, I got into multiple other slopes, and I almost fell off the other side.
Wait, but how did one of you get Yeetus Deletist at the end?
I think that was just Griff bouncing on everyone's heads.
You bounced
Ah,
off my head. My head hurts.
Everyone's head is so elastic.
Bonk. So yeah, I think my takeaway from this, if I wanted somebody to come away with one piece of advice, I'd say keep iterating. Man, Rainbow Road is such a weird genre of fucking course. How do we have so many fucking Rainbow Roads? And I absolutely don't think there's anything wrong with that. But
maybe I should bring back Monochrome Road and show them how it's really done.
No.
Dude, where's the lovely series?
Probably just rotting somewhere.
No.
All right. And then I think to round out the night, we have the winner of the Seat mapping competition. Russia's Rally Refinery.
No, I didn't even realize.
I don't think so.
You start out with
No.
I don't think we skipped any.
no.
See ya.
Time just goes by fast, you know?
What do you mean already? I'm like almost completely tapped
Fucking
out.
box redirect.
Oh, that is a significant way back on the checkpoints.
Well, I'm dead.
Wow, Jesus.
Never mind, I'm good.
What the fuck? Whoa.
I figure if my life is ruined, may as well take a few people with me.
It's a lot of bananas.
No, you gotta use your skills to make the world a better place.
Those are some pretty cool bananas. I swear, sometimes in some games I just get like a constant stream of 10 bananas to lay out on the track.
That's a lot of potassium.
Well, that put me back to 0.
Fuck boxes.
Yeah, this is pretty... It's not the box sections that are rough, it's exiting the box sections.
Yeah.
Oh.
And dealing with counter-steering versus the conveyor versus all the trap items that are placed there. It's actually a really interesting challenge.
I'm gonna have to record that. That was an interesting interaction.
Fuck! You. I was really hoping that would hit me.
No! My shoes!
What's the matter? Someone stole your Yeezys?
Okay,
Where
I
my
don't know why
Tim's at?
I swear I don't know how this happens. My brain fucking sees a banana in my item box, and then it's an Orby when I shoot it out.
Monkey brain?
This was so bouncy.
Oh my god, these egg boxes on the fucking physics slip turn perish.
How do you approach?
How to approach a woman with an invincible reversal that's holding down back.
Oh, you're approaching me? Can't explode the hell out of you without getting closer.
How do approach? Right,
That's a
door.
good question, Mega Man.
Bye, dude.
I'm chill, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, I guess
That's a good question, Mega Man.
You're a Mega Man.
Don't worry,
I'm not
showing
Mega
up
Man.
the lava.
Nor are you mega mean.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Grow seems kind of mean on this map because I'm like, I'm gonna get through the box. Oh nope, I'm just gonna ricochet off the box and way off into the base.
I like flipped through a box with Grow once. I don't
haven't
really know how that happened.
Is it possible for stuff like that to be destructible, but they would still gimp your speed a little if you hit them?
I don't know how he put them together.
Assembly.
Possibly, but I don't know how they're made.
They're all poly objects. Ooh.
Yo!
We're in
Now it looks like kind of not water, but I don't know.
Metroid Prime.
This looks like
Phazon?
a little bit of Phazon. I wanna say.
yeah.
This is not quite Mountain Dew voltage, but I wanted to say that.
Your Honor, Metroid Prime 4 will never come out.
I feel like the previously read warning symbols could still probably be read. I am a little bit wary of the dark blue.
I'm partially reminded of those like lava stations, 3D World, where it was like blue.
Yeah!
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh, I just realized that.
On the boxes.
I hate these boxes. Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?
did that!
You got hit by the box.
No, I get hit by somebody who bumped me into the box.
The boxes do so much. They're ridiculous. That's funny.
This is turning into a
They
real
aren't
boxing
according to
match.
this comment, It's all Reddit.
Tyron, you know what to do.
I already made that.
No, please. Please, I just want to finish this thought.
No,
Are there
please. I
more
have a
boxes on Encore?
Bro, these
They
boxes
are
are
Reddit software that line def change doesn't work.
No!
Unlucky. Actually, maybe put that up as an issue on the fucking cart repo, honestly. Just like more missing features in OGL means more chances to improve, I suppose. Oh god, please help.
Almost like OpenGL isn't the default renderer or something.
Yeah, but it's a better renderer.
Yeah.
Screw software. Wow.
Yeah, who uses software these days? Am I right?
People.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
What did I do to you?
Send me to space?
Oh, did you get launched by the box?
Chenji Space Program.
Goodbye.
Okay, I didn't completely die, Jesus.
I think the real winner here was the boxes.
What are those boxes?
I'll see ya.
Real friends with the box made along the way.
There is no winning, only doing a little better each time.
Get over here.
God.
See ya, knucklehead. Why did my time go down?
That was so much more chaotic than I expected it to be. Jesus Christ.
Same. That was the first time I've ever done that.
I'm sitting
was
here like,
really
okay, the
fun.
boxes aren't that tough. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Why am
Yeah,
I?
With
We got
9
miles
other
away.
people.
The boxes are really fucking fun.
One person versus.
I maintain it's not the boxes, it's exiting the box sections cleanly. Counter steering against fucking the conveyors and trying not to hit all the trap items that are placed just after the conveyor so that they remain permanent hazards.
It's fun though.
This makes me want to see another map that uses those arid sands toads now.
God.
Drippy Docks use
Yeah, mine, yeah.
Oh,
That's my map.
Alright, so I think that's our lineup for tonight, actually.
Yeah, I believe so.
Ezo, that can't be your biggest regret. I love it. The
Oh,
toads are my favorite thing about it.
Boom.
So after a couple hours of shenanigans, I think we're wrapping up here. Please join us, if you please, for the after party on Discord at u.cc/jartcast, where we yell at mappers and mappers yell at us, and a whole bunch of people in the peanut gallery make jokes about the letter J replaced in common words. It's a real
Replacing
hoot.
German words.
It's a jute.
Jar you joking about?
I'm fucking leaving. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
No, yo.
See you in the after party.
Lost connection.
Bye bye.
Race car takes flight and jumps a fence.